Big up to all my Reds out there. Welcome to Liverpool 12th Man Show. Bring this microphone a little closer. I am going to start with this because I think it matters. Big up to Nems. Big up to you. I think it matters, and it matters a little bit, maybe even more than tactics, more than XG, more than who started at left back. Liverpool right now is in a moment that will define the next 4 months of this campaign. And our vice captain yesterday, or 2 days ago at least now, our vice captain said it out loud, said the hard part out loud. And this is after Brentford, after another Premier League loss, after watching us concede in the exact same ways we've been warned about for weeks. He didn't hide. So I'm going to give him props because I've been actually on the campaign to see this guy get a little bit more respect by some of our fan base and also get a little bit more playing time from our coach. And the reason why is he didn't give cliches. He didn't pat anyone on the head. He didn't butter up the media. He said, quote, "We're nowhere near good enough." We're nowhere near good enough. That is our vice captain. That is someone who has lifted trophies in this shirt, or not this exact shirt, but with this badge, who is telling you, nah, this isn't acceptable. Not for us, not for this club. And I want you to feel the weight of what he actually said, because I know I felt it. He didn't just say, "we go again." He didn't just say, "oh, well, those are just the breaks." He talked about work. He talked about recovery. He talked about sacrifice. He talked about responsibility to us, the supporters. That's my vice captain. That's your vice captain. He literally said, when you're at this club, you owe people. You owe the people who travel to watch the games. You owe the people who spend money for these kits to go and watch it at the home games, or whatever the case, to pay for the subscriptions on television. He said, you owe these people. And it's something that I think is important. Because those people out there, they're arranging childcare, or they're taking time off of work. They stand in the rain, sing the songs, sing their names. That matters to him. It matters to me too, to hear someone acknowledge that it matters. And I love that he said it. Because sometimes I look at this squad lately, and I don't know if I see that edge, that urgency. He also said something that really matters, and really hit me at least, and that's there's no rest. There's no time to regroup. It's games, games, games. This is not comfortable to hear, I'm sure, because there is no comfort. There has to be urgency. Saying those kinds of statements, that is acknowledging the urgency. Because he's basically saying, we don't get to feel sorry for ourselves. We don't get to stop and rest. We have to fix this while the car is already moving 80 miles an hour down the highway. He talked about the chaos too, people. He said after we went down 3-1, the match lost all structure. And that's huge. Because when a senior player on the pitch says we had no structure, that's code for, guys, stop doing what we trained, just start freelancing. Guys started chasing the game emotionally instead of managing it. And I'll be honest with you, he's right. That's some of our wins have been just that. No structure, no acknowledgement of like, oh, this is where we're going through this phase and that phase. It was just go out there and win. Freelance, do what you need to do, figure it out. And like I said, he's right. Because I'm being honest with you, he's completely right. Brentford aren't even at full power. They have a new manager. They've sold players. They have components of our team that we thought weren't good enough to be Liverpool players starting. And I see Sepp Vandenberg throwing himself in front of shots. Supposedly mid-table vibes is what Brentford have, and they still out-executed us in what was something of a boring, ugly, and the boring and ugly parts of football. Because I have a piece that I put together. I've seen some other some come out with a very similar take that I have for this approach towards the game in general, but it's the ugly parts of football: long balls, set pieces, and chaos in the air. Meanwhile, we're trying to play heroic football in moments we just need to be cold. He's basically saying you can't just walk in and assume you're going to play Brentford off the pitch because we're Liverpool. He's talking about attitude. He's talking about respect. He's talking about entitlement, actually. And I can't say enough. Big up to Robbo, because I think that's leadership. It's the reason why he's the vice captain, despite some people not wanting him to be, or not thinking he was good enough to be on this team, not thinking that leadership and presence in the locker room is important. This kind of stuff rubs off on your teammates. And it's important because they need a wake-up call. So I saw the comments from Robbo, and I was like, I was really, really happy to see our vice captain take a real step towards, showing some accountability. Because, like, you know how it is. You hear some of these guys, talk, and sometimes you're just like, they're just going through the motions. This has already been pre-written. The pre-written responses, they already know what they have to say. They're not going to say anything that's going to rock the apple cart. And, it is what it is. But for me, this is what separates fake accountability for real accountability. Fake accountability is, quote, we know we're better than that, or, we need to play this or do that, and everybody moves on. Real accountability is standing in there in front of the camera and saying, this is not good enough. This is not good enough for Liverpool Football Club. And we are the problem. Not the ref, not VAR, not fatigue, not travel. We are the problem, and we are the only solution. That's pretty much the first time I've heard someone in this run say it with clarity. And that's why I'm trying to emphasize the fact of I'm proud to see our vice captain be that guy. I'm very proud to see him. Shout out to everyone joining us again for this sobering episode. We had a sobering episode yesterday, or the day before, I should say. It is not easy I'm sure, to have to go through having a case of the Mondays, as we call it over here, at least. But I just think that what Robbo said was important, because what I'm hearing from our head coach is the polar opposite somewhat of what Robbo's saying. I mean, our coach said something managers almost never say, especially new managers. He said teams have a very good strategy against us. I don't want to hear that from my coach. I do not want to hear that the teams have a very good strategy against us. That means that you're not doing your work or doing your job to understand that it doesn't matter what their strategy is. We're better. And if they have a strategy, you have a strategy to counter their strategy. Because they shouldn't have found us. They haven't found it because we haven't found the answer just yet. And I'm going to be real. The line is going to live on that line is going to live on talk shows. I'm sure people are going to pick it up on for our rivals, for banter takes and everything else. It's going to happen. Because here's why that matters. What he's describing is actually the new modern blueprint to hurt Liverpool. Again, I have an episode that I'm going to do a pre-recording of it, but it's an episode, it's a take that I honestly do feel is the state of football today. And I know that there's been a lot of pushback and this and that from your Terrys of the football terrorists and people commenting on what Jimmy Carragher's got to say, or about throw-ins and how he's kind of long throw-ins and how this has become the state of our football or state of our game. But it's the honest truth. Teams send bodies long into the box. They go direct. They fight for knockdowns, then flood the channels in transition, and it's not pretty. It's not pep ball. It's not poetry. It's not Jurgen Klopp style football. It's not pretty. It's not the beautiful game. It's ruthless, and we're getting hit with it over and over, whether it's Palace, whether it's even occasionally Chelsea doing it to us. Brentford just recently, United especially just recently. In the past, under Klopp, teams might have tried that. But we'd smother them in the second ball. We'd physically break them down. Our counter was ruthless. Absolutely ruthless. We'd mentally break them down, have them second-guessing themselves. We'd win the fight before we won the football. Now, they're winning the first ball on occasion, but now they're going to as far as to say, oh my goodness, Red Orange Report. I'm going to bring that stat up in a second. Now they're saying, now they're going as far as to say, go ahead, you can win the first ball. We're going to be first to the second ball. That's what United did to beat us. And they're winning the second, the third, in some phases. And that's not foreseeably good. We'd physically break them down, and that's what we're not doing. You can see our back line is panicking because structurally we're too stretched. The part that really made me sit forward was when Slot said this out loud. We haven't found an answer yet. We're 9-10 weeks into the season, and we haven't found an answer yet. That is both refreshing and terrifying. Refreshing because he's not lying to us. Terrifying because that's basically saying, yeah, teams know how to get joy against us, and we haven't found that counterpunch yet. That is not something you usually admit at this club. That's not something acceptable to be admitted. I don't know if this era needs honesty more than spin, but man, you really, really contemplate a lot of what I'm saying, and you'll understand that this is interesting crossroads that we're at. Big up, JK. How are you doing today?
I'm good, bro. What you saying?
Just breaking down some of the knowledge here. Man, I was talking about what I thought was a breath of fresh air from our vice captain, because he wasn't holding back any punches.
Yeah.
He said it's not good enough, and much like most of us understand or should understand, is that you can't fix this. It's not like you can be like, okay, time out. We're going to take a break. We're going to go to Dubai or something like that, wherever he ended up going for during the break, and work it out. It's like it's actions like that that have that ring out that this needs to be properly addressed. And unfortunately, there's no pulling off to a rest stop to do it. You've got to do it on the move. We've got a game in 2 days now, or on this Wednesday, that can knock us out of a cup competition. I've got a piece about that too. Jeez. I mean, since you're on here, I mean, we could talk about it a little bit. Because, I mean, we've got a cup competition that I'm hearing people go, we should just give up on. We shouldn't even try. Let's just stick in our youth academy players and let them have at it. Bennett, I was told.
Yeah.
That's where we're at. That's where we're at. We're in the end of October, and people are saying, let's give up on the League Cup.
Bro, not just the League Cup, the league. The league, bro. It's like that was just like man's already thinking about top 4. That's what the conversation's at now.
Yep.
I understand it. Because the way we're playing is showing that, like top 4 sort of team or whatever. But that's the level fans are at now. They're the meter they're putting on the club. Like for me, come out the League Cup. Why less games for the squad to stay fit for the Champions League and the league? Yeah, it makes common sense. I understand that, but I think just being in everything just makes it a bit more interesting. And if you got a chance to play some players like Naoni and Rio and all these type of guys, they need a full game. Give them the game. Rest Van Dijk, rest Salah, maybe play a Wirtz and a Ekitike. To get Wirtz like less pressure in a Premier League game, bro. It's a League Cup game, bro. So do what you got to do. I want to see that type of talk by the manager. I don't think he does that. I'm not sure, but we've got a game every 3 days now. So
no, we're not seeing that.
We've got to win on Wednesday because we need to lift ourselves up again. It's
Let's
like against Palace, and I don't want to lose to them again 3 in a row. Then, so for me, it's a big game.
That's the thing. I know that some of us have played on teams. Some of us have played individual sports. A little bit different when you play individual sports, the mentality of it all that goes through it. But you do go through bouts of confidence, bouts with struggling with confidence or trying to gain or regain confidence. But team sports is a little bit different, because you're on a collective as opposed to just, it's just all on you. And being someone that has played on, various different types of sports and different types of teams and different levels of teams, in the sense of like teams that are supposed to be competing for titles and teams that are just, just good, but not, not great. I've never associated Liverpool Football Club with a club that would say, let's give up on competitions. I don't associate our club. Our club is too large and too big to be saying, you know what, FA Cup's coming up, but you know what, let's just hold off and not worry about it. Let's play the kids. I've always associated this club as being something that you go and win, period. You want to win everything. And then once you start to allow for that mentality, that state of mind to even remotely factor into, this competition is not important. This competition is whatever. Then all of a sudden, it's a downward slope with that. Now all of a sudden, then just let the kids play the tournaments. Who cares about if we win that?
You know, like, bro, quickly, like, when we're with Klopp, it doesn't matter who you're playing. You're getting the same tactics.
Absolutely.
Full power, get the job done. It doesn't matter who it was, Shrewsbury, whatever. With Slot, I've noticed he picks and chooses to the point to tell the players what gears to play in each game. It's like Frankfurt, for some reason, we played a bit third, fourth gear, you know? I think Robertson being on the pitch made that difference. But against Brentford, look, I watched the Brentford game again. And I tell you the truth, the Frankfurt game and the Brentford game is probably, I know it's a bit of a mad one thing to say, but we scored 7 goals in them 2 games. It was probably the best football we played in a long time. Like, I watched the Brentford game again, the first half. The passing and movement was sound, but it weren't enough killer balls going through. Jones did one where he passed it to Kerkez. Kerkez was sort of attacking more in this game as well, trying to get on the left. He crossed the ball, bro. I couldn't believe my eyes. He did it about 3 times. I was like, I think it came in a moment where he thought, you know what, I don't give a fuck no more. I'm just going to do what I got to do. And you seen him, he was crossing balls in. So I just don't understand the instructions from Slot side. That's the thing now. What are the instructions from Arne Slot to the players before they go on the pitch? Because last season he was the master at second half time. He was the master, bro. Go into the first half, 0-0, 1-0 down maybe. Second half, bang, get the job done.
Yeah. I'll ask you this. Do you have, when you, because I agree with you, like as in whether it was Klopp and with Slot, who showed us early last year and showed us occasionally this year, at least in the first couple of games, at least, that he could go into halftime and make the necessary adjustments, and you could feel as though, oh yeah, we'll get it right in the second half. And as long as we're either, if we're tied or if we're at least within striking distance, we could come out on top. Now the case isn't necessarily the feeling that he's going to get it right when you're making some of the substitution patterns that he's been going through have been like head scratchers. And I'm not saying that I'm the know-it-all when it comes to tactics, but I think that like some of us would agree that some of the tactics, or at least some of the substitutions and placements of players on the pitch, have some of us going like, that doesn't make any sense. That's like basic math. Are you faithful, or are you like not faithful, but are you confident about the way that he goes about his second half corrections?
Not really, not this season. Sometimes he makes subs where we don't really need the sub. Like, imagine you're a player and like Kerkez got booked, half time he got brought off. Them sort of things. Players have got fucking scared. Like, you know what? If I get a booking, I'm going to be taken off. My game's over. I know it's a bit precautious to do it, but at the end of the day, sometimes players need to get a yellow card so they play the game a little bit different, a bit more careful and concentrate more. It's like in everything in life, if it's a bad thing, you see the positive out of it. So you think, you know what? Kerkez would think, I'm not going to go into a challenge no more. I'm going to concentrate proper now. I don't get a second yellow. So Slot does a lot of changes, and I think sometimes you don't need them. So
I understand what you're saying, because I mean, like,
and he likes playing 3 right backs in one game. Like he played 3 different right backs in one game, bro.
I know. That was
what's
weird.
Going on there, man? Come on.
Yeah. I mean,
like for Joe Gomez to take the 4th spot. With the 4th one.
Yeah.
Go on, Joe.
I mean, Joe Gomez did play. He did play a little bit of right back. I mean, here's what I think. Klopp's Liverpool beat you with emotion first and football second. Slot wants to beat you with football first and emotion second. I think that's the reason why there's a difference in connection. Like as in you sense the urgency, the emotions, the intensity. But like, if those things happen, fantastic. But Slot's more structured on the football first, I think. And right now we have neither consistent, emotion nor football is consistent with this club. That's why teams that shouldn't live on the same pitch as ours, as our wage bill, are getting brave against us. That's why Robbo's comments really hit home, and why Slot's comments kindly and honestly end up falling flat. He mentioned something, and this is a shot back at Terry the Football Club, who I do respect, and but I know that he's been taking some particular aim at, I do think there is some agendas mixed in with a little bit of stuff he does, but that's just my opinion again, and we can all voice it out, come to a comfortable middle, hopefully. But
with an Arsenal fan, yeah.
Because sometimes I think he goes a little bit too far over the top with like his praise of always praising Arsenal. It's almost like he's got this hidden agenda to like try to like
because he knows sure that
represents he doesn't.
Yeah,
he speaks more praise about Arsenal than he does his own Red Devils sometimes. Because
he can't do that to City because he's choosing a team that's going to stop us. Yeah. He can't choose City. Why? They're City rivals, right. Manchester rivals. So you can't choose them to get behind. Can't choose Chelsea, maybe, I don't know. But Arsenal are the perfect team for him to go get behind, because he knows United ain't going to beat Liverpool to the title or whatever. So he's thinking, who else going to go for? Arsenal, right? And that he'll keep it sweet with all the Arsenal content creators as well. Mm-hmm. So he's killing two birds with one stone, that guy. He's crappy as fuck.
He's smart. I admit that.
No, it's ugly, bro. Like, for me, do it real. Like, I don't care, man. I don't care how many views you get and stuff. Never spur on another team for agenda's sake.
Yeah. I agree with that completely. I know he does his platform is not just one. It's focused on just one team. It's multi-focused. A point of why I was bringing it up was more so with I just remember he came up with a segment that was all about Jamie Carragher's words and how like Jamie Carragher was like kind of lambasting about how the state of football is a little bit right now, with all the long throw-ins, the corner kicks, and the emphasis of that. And that's the thing about it with me. I'm going to have I have like a little short piece that I came up with that I'm going to talk about it directly, and maybe even more directly about like the state of football and about something about our own football club related to Liverpool, obviously. But to talk about the elephant in the room is this: set pieces, long throw-ins, recycled corners, near post chaos. It's ugly. It's ugly, but it wins. It's winning right now, at least in football. This is a real debate happening in the game right now. Liverpool are stuck in the middle of it, and it hurts. Because are we still in an era where creativity and combinations and rotations win leagues? Where individual talent and all that really matter? Or are we in an era where brute force restarts and body-on-body geometry and the tugging and pushing and pulling in the box, really wins the leagues? Because look at what's really hurting us over and over. And he's mentioned it over and over. He said, I heard it. So I forget who it was, but someone came out and said that we actually worked on this in practice. He might have even said it, that we worked on it in practice. And that's what's worse about it. We worked on it, and it obviously didn't sink in. But Liverpool are stuck in the middle of it. And it's hurting us over and over. Long throw-ins, the flicks, the scrambles, a free kick here or there, a mismatch in the box, a penalty here or there. Repeat all these things, and it just keeps going on and on and on, especially during this losing streak. Neutral fans sit and go, Liverpool can't defend a throw-in. I get that. That's all good. You need to work on it better. Who cares about the ugly portions of the game? You just got to work on them. They are, and I openly admit that those portions are part of the game. I'm not excluding them and saying we shouldn't have corner kicks. Okay, that's not where I'm going with this. But inside the sport, coaches are building entire attacking game plans around just throw-ins. There are teams that now don't look to play football. All they look to do is capitalize when they get close enough to the box that they can do a long throw in and hope for some chaos. That's where we're at. We're in the period where some managers literally hire set piece coordinators or coaches the way The NFL hire red zone coordinators. Slot hates it. I hate it. Terry loves it. I'm just joking with you, Terry. But you can hear it in his answers. And that's at least Arne Slot. He's basically saying, this is the second part of football. We have to survive it. He doesn't like the games are getting decided by it. He wants open play. He wants combinations. He wants technical superiority, possession football. The league says, that's cute. Here's a 45-yard missile into the box. Deal with it. So I'm gonna ask you, JK, are set pieces, is set piece heavy matches bad for football, or is that just me being a football snob, maybe, or me like showing like the snobbery for big clubs who don't like to get humbled, by your Burnleys or or these bodies. And by the way, let me say this too, Premier League, you need to do something about, are you allowed to have towels next to the pitch or not? And this is what I mean by that. For instance, against the Chelsea match, reasons why they're able to get long throw-ins in against us is because their ball boy provides towels to their players so they can wipe down the ball and have a better grip. The rules are supposed to be, you're not allowed to do that. Not just from the ball boy or ball girl. You're not allowed to have towels to help like wipe down the ball or dry off the ball so you can have a technical advantage. It's why when you see like Joe Gomez, he's taking his kit and he's using his own kit to dry off the ball.
Is that okay to do? If the player uses his own shirt,
yeah.
If the player uses his own shirt to dry it, is that okay?
That's okay. That's technically
okay. Cool. Okay.
Yeah, but all the same, you're not allowed to get a towel. You're not allowed to get you're not allowed to get a towel from the sideline and actually wipe down. That's supposed to be against the rules. It's supposed to be a technical.
Brentford did it all the time.
But they do. But but that's the thing, is that home stadiums or home play. If you're home, you're going to get that assistance. You're going to get a towel thrown to you so you can wipe down the ball and hopefully get that ball into the box.
The Brentford players.
If I'm the opposition team and I'm at your home ground, I'm not getting a towel to like help me out in prepping my throw in. That's why it should not exist. You either have to provide it for both teams or none at all. That's my point. That's my point. You provide it for both teams or none at all. The whole kit thing that I said earlier about taking and being able to use your jersey or kit to wipe down the ball, try to dry off the ball that way. Every player has a kit on. So that's not an issue. But not every team has a ball boy or ball girl or someone on the sideline with fresh towels waiting for that opportunity to help you out. It's an issue. They mentioned it. They actually mentioned it in the Brentford game, by the way. Because the Brentford game, there was, again, a towel being used. And I know you're going to be like, oh, are you complaining about towels? I'm complaining about giving anyone an advantage in a game that you are not allowed to utilize yourself. That should be an issue for everyone. We should be playing on the same. I don't mind if you're going to say, yeah, you can use the towel. Fantastic. But that means I should be able to use it too. And I don't think anyone should have a problem with that fact. But again, Tommy, maybe am I being a big club snob?
Well, I never really looked at it in that way, but now when I watch the first half of that game against Liverpool Brentford, that guy was using the towel all the time, bro.
Yeah.
I was surprised he didn't get a bloody hairdryer out. You know what I mean? I was waiting for that, mate. Someone with an extension lead with the plugs. The plugs are hairdryer and use that quickly, bro. 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And took a long time each time doing it, drying it. Look, but at the end of the day, I didn't really know that rule. If a towel is not meant to be used, then points should be taken away from Brentford then, bro. You know what I'm saying? That ain't gonna happen. So, but at least I know that now. So mad. But for me, he was on about the set pieces and stuff coming into the game again, bro. Set pieces always been part of the game. They've been in and out of games, corner kicks, whatever, free kicks, long back post, long throws. And for me, if you've been playing football as long as Van Dijk and Kanate have, you would have come across that type of football in the hood or in the down the football pitch. You know, when you're kids and stuff, where corners were coming in, you had to head them out. Long throws were coming in, you had to head them out. And it surprises me that we can't handle that. That goal against Brentford, Brentford guys touched the ball in our box and scored. Simple as that. And in that time, not Marmadas really, God knows where he was, because on another throw in, he came out and punched it. Why didn't he do it on that one? So
there is so people might be asking. Yeah. Oh, finish off. I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying that if you notice all three goals, they all came from us really, messing around. Marmadas really didn't have to give that throw in away. If he took a half a second longer, he had I think it was Bradley right in front of him to give the ball to instead of giving that throw in. And that's what happens to us. We'll give a corner. What happened the other day against who was it? We gave a corner away at the end, and they scored. We're making little basic mistakes like giving weak throwings and corners away in games where the other opposition are going to do long balls in, long throw-ins in. So it's our own fault, bro. And I don't really want to hear Slot talking about long throws and stuff like that, bro. Tell your players not to give throw-ins in areas where they can chuck the ball in from there early on in the game. You know what I mean? So come on.
No. For those that are wondering, a towel cannot be used to dry a ball for a throw-in in the Premier League unless both clubs agree beforehand. Okay. The clubs do not agree. The use of towels is prohibited, as the Premier League has a system of clubs having to come to an agreement on towel availability before a match. A recent example when a player was stopped from using a towel because the agreement was Calafiori was stopped from using it. He was banned from using a towel they had to take it away from him. Okay. The Championship League, League One, League Two, all them, they completely banned the whole towel thing. And again, I know you're going to be like, what are you talking? Why are you really complaining about towels? What I'm just saying again is that any little advantage that a club is using against us, and if it's not within the rules, it should be looked at and just properly adjudicated. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying we lost because of a towel, but I am saying that it's just something that should be recognized.
I'm more bothered about that guy getting a penalty.
It's a Premier League rule, but some referees don't really take the time to go about doing it. And trust me, if we've got a problem with long throw-ins, I will guarantee you that our coach isn't saying, yeah, let them use towels. I'm sure before the game, our coach didn't say, yeah, it's cool for them to use the towel. I'm sure of it. So
yeah, in that game, bro, I'm more bothered about them getting that penalty and Gapco not even getting a guy, the ref, to go to look at the screen. That's how bad that was. Yeah, it was a joke, bro. How the hell was that penalty for them? The guy was going near the halfway line in the penalty box. You know what I mean? As soon as that was given, I was like, this is a joke.
Yeah. I would even go as far as, let me see if I have that photo. I think I have it. Double check.
Yeah, I've seen that player. Yeah, it'd be good to bring it up.
Yeah, let me see if I can bring it
up. Foot is outside the box. It's past the line.
I'm gonna bring this up right now. Here, I'll show you this photo of that as well. It's where I said it when it happened. I said it. Yeah, I said it when it happened. I said it when we had the review of the game, the likes. Let me bring this up here. Hold on one second. Right here. This was apparently the on the line when apparently VVD hit the player on the line, or that his foot was in on the line. What's unique about that is they showed a still image. They didn't show this just as this is right here. They're showing a still image. They didn't show the actual slow motion of when it happened or where exactly it happened. Was the player's foot inside the box, or was it on the line, or was it outside the box? What angle was it? They showed more angles, okay, for this to try to bring out that it was a penalty than they did for Cody's foul inside the box. And it's why I said, if that was a penalty, then so was Cody's. Cody going down in the box should have been a penalty kick. If this right here is a penalty. Yeah, maybe so. Maybe so. Who knows? He's moving kind of weird. I'll admit that. He is moving kind of weird.
Bless up JP as well. Yeah.
Big up, JP. Big up. I just can't see that being the case, though, where like that's not – it's – again, it's just something where, you know, I don't want to get down to – I mean, I don't want to go down the whole like VAR and referees and stuff. And I'm not trying to go down that route. But that's a bad call. Because there's no infutable there's no like – oh, I see it from this angle, and oh, I see what this is, and we've seen the evidence shows that you can't argue that he's not inside the box or on the line or whatever. There was no angle that discreetly showed that, discriminately showed that, I should say. It is what it is, man. But I really do think that you're going to hear it too in the piece that I have. Hopefully you understand more so. I really think that we're in a very complex situation with our football club because football is going down a different direction, at least for Premier League especially. It's going down a different direction when it comes to the game. It really is going down a very, very ugly path, I think, truthfully, for the level or the state of the game. In general, but I'll allow for you to hear my little rant, my little segment that I have ready for that. I've been working on a lot of different pieces, and that's one of them I just finished working on today. Or at least getting it prepared, revised, and everything else. I see that I saw one big name content creator has a slightly similar take that I have too, which is like, whenever you see that, you're like, maybe I'm getting some of this stuff right. It's good. It's good. I'm going to ask you, so let's move off of the interjections of all the little things here. And let's just talk about our living legend that is Mohamed Salah. Now, I know this is going to be sensitive for some people because we're talking about a player who is an era amongst itself, who is a living legend. He's not just a name. He is a living legend. He is possibly one of the best, if not the best, Liverpool player of the Premier League era. Mohamed Salah is one of the greatest players to ever wear a shirt for our club. Numbers don't lie. He's just passed Wayne Rooney for total goal contributions at one Premier League club. He's carried us through storms. Some argue that he was one of the major reasons why we ended up getting a Premier League title last year. He's a symbol for millions of fans and for his nation as well. When people talk about Liverpool in this generation, they honestly and rightfully so talk about Mohamed Salah. But right now, he does not look like himself. And pretending he does is not helping him or even us. In Frankfurt, where we won 5-1, some might say he looked pretty pissed. Because, I mean, we looked alive again, and Salah started on the bench. Slot tweaked the shape. He used Wirtz on the right side, lets other players run the lanes. We look fluid. We look hungry. We look connected. And when Mo finally came on, he doesn't impose himself like the old Salah. You can see the frustrations in his body language. Even before he came on the pitch, on the sideline, you can see the frustrations of his body language of like, what are you doing calling my number at this time of the game? Clap the away end straight down the tunnel. You don't need a psychologist to feel the weight on him. I understand that, and that's something that he's dealing with, and there's some other heavy weights that are associated with what might be making this journey difficult. I'm going to talk about in the league. He was on the longest non-penalty drought he's ever had since coming to Liverpool. 7 games. We're seeing decisions by him we are not used to seeing from him. Forcing a shot when Wirtz is free for a tap-in. Kicking field goals, basically. Looking like he's kicking field goals rather than trying to like score in a football match. Slashing at finishes he normally opens his body up for in places. Losing the ball in duels he used to dominate through timing and guile. Now, I'm saying the quiet thing that a lot of people don't want to hear. I get it. I'm probably going to get pushed back because I'm talking on our Egyptian king, even though I just praised him to next week, basically, from all the different things I just said. But let's be honest. Another player that we are surely and certainly missing, and him especially, is Trent. People are going to be like, oh, he's gone. Who cares? No, I'm just going to be pointing out the fact that losing Trent changed him. Trent Alexander-Arnold and Salah on the right side was basically telepathy. Trent fed Salah in stride. Salah's gravity freed Trent's crossing lanes. That partnership was 8 years of chemistry. You don't just recreate it with a Bradley in 1 month. And I know there are some out there that were telling me, we don't need Trent. We got Connor. They were telling us to let him go in the middle of our campaign last year. You don't just slot in Frimpong and say, replicate world-class telepathy instantly. And then there's the defensive side. I know people don't want to talk about Trent when it comes to defense. We're not even go there. I'm going to talk about Mo. For years, the agreement was this. Mo, we'll protect your legs defensively, and in return, you win us games in the final third. That was the deal, at least. That's at least what I'm contemplating is the deal. You might as well have been in this contract, practically. Right now, we're still giving him the defensive protection. But we aren't always getting the attacking payoff. And in modern football, especially in slot system, that imbalance breaks us. If Salah's high and wide and relaxed and the fullback behind him is scrambling and the right side midfielder is already advanced, that channel becomes an express lane for the opponent's counter. That's how we're conceding. That's every one of us have possibly said it in one way or another, exactly what I just said. And on top of that, everyone saw how Mohamed Salah scrubbed his socials. The Liverpool imagery coming down. He put the family photo up. Big up to his family, too, by the way. Lovely family. But this is going to trigger conversation whether we like it or not. Is there a future move, or is there now Saudi talk? Is it, what's what this, he's making $400K now. It's like, are we going to like try to bail out on that? Is it the aging curve? All of the BS is going to be thrown in simply by you changing things down to say, you're not trying to have Liverpool be connected. So now I'm going to ask a grown-up question to my fellow grown-up in the room, in the house here. Is this a physical decline? Is it mental fatigue? Is it tactical? Is it maybe, life without Trent? Or is it simply form and we're just all overreacting to a slump he'll snap out of? What do you think? What do you think?
Bro, the way people are reacting, it's like Salah's only scored 1 goal in his whole career.
Yeah, that's very true.
And you understand what we're talking about here now, bro? We're talking about a guy born in Egypt, coming to the Premier League, and is the 4th highest scorer in the Premier League, and has been highest scorer in the league a few times. Just a top player, bro. And they're talking about Elise this, Elise that. I'm thinking, what's going on right now with football fans? Elise plays for Bayern Munich. Mo Salah plays for Liverpool right now. So what you do? I usually Fozzie, hope you're cool, bro. It's a joke, bro. You got to respect players for what they have done, no matter what happens. So look at the Salah's finish the other day. Brought it down with his left foot, bang with his right foot. It was anger. The way he finished it was anger. So I would love to see all these people who take the piss out of Salah do that in a game where a ball comes in like that, bring it down like that, and smash it first time. None of them will be able to do it first time. So a bit of respect wouldn't go. We're Liverpool fans. We respect our players and our managers and stuff like that. You can criticize them, no doubt, but not talking the way Salah's not doing nothing for Liverpool. The way some fans are going on. It's a joke.
Do you think that Salah's earned the right to play through this period, no matter what, or does the badge come first and he needs to just sit down when he's hurting the team? Because right now he's not helping the team really. I know I can hear it. Is that Smokey in the back? Yeah, I think it is.
I know what you're saying, bro. The team comes first, so he was on
I'm
the bench.
I'm just asking. I'm asking those one of the two. I'm just saying, does it come first, or do we give him the measure of
He'll find his feet.
He'll find his feet. You stay with them and you do the same.
Yeah. Like at the end of the day, bro, his first touch all season has been poor. Why? He's nervous. He just looks like he just can't find his feet. And when will that happen? People are acting like we've got Elise on the bench waiting already as well. That's the funniest thing. Oh, we've got Elise and we've got what's his name? Yamal from Barcelona. They're both waiting for Salah's position. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's a joke, man. Anyway, rest him, talk to him, and tell him to do 1-2s. Like, look, I've always said this: Salah, when he gets the ball, what does he do? He either tries to get an assist or a goal. One of the two. He's never got the ball where he's done a 1-2 with the Wirtz and then paid a through ball where that guy made an assist. That type of team play. And that's the problem now, bro. He can't find the team play in him.
Yeah, I agree.
It made a difference. Yeah.
I mean, this is where I stand is he's a legend. Legends get respect. But there is a difference between respect and protection. Respect means we tell the story. We tell his story, honestly. Protection means we lie to make him comfortable. And I'm not going to lie to make Mohamed Salah comfortable. I'm not lying to make anyone comfortable. Not him, not the manager, not the fan base, no one. I'm going to tell it as like it is. We need performances, and the memories that we have with the player are always going to, live loud and large in our lives. But, there's a reason why the supporters are singing Egyptian King away at Brentford, That is who we are. That's the soul of Liverpool. Even in the worst stretch, our first instinct is loyalty, or at least I'm hoping it is. Yes, I just saw your post there, JK. You can do that if you'd like. But I mean, But still, Slot has to be ruthless. Those truths can and must exist at the same time. That's what I'm trying to get across. That's really why I'm trying to get across. Jeez. See what I was going to say here. Oh, I know what I was going to talk about. Before I even get into that segment, I'm going to get into this other segment. I'm going to skip a segment, and I'm going to skip forward to a segment here. And I'm going to talk about what I said before. Let me see. I have a crest for it. I've shown. I know JK's seen the crest for Scapegoat FC. You remember my crest I made for Scapegoat FC?
Yeah, that was a classic. Yeah, should have brought it up, bro.
I know. I am going to use it. I am going to definitely use it. But I also have, let me see if I can find it. I think we need to possibly have a Scapegoat FC Player of the Month. Who's a Scapegoat FC? This player is someone that I have been critical of. A player that I don't think should be starting. Not that he doesn't have the talent. Not that I'm saying he's not Liverpool quality before people jump on that. Okay. Not saying that he isn't one for the future, which I think he is. I just think, though, that our coach takes unique routes towards working players in. I know that there are some players. There's only been one, maybe two players that I've ever seen Liverpool really like bring in right off the bat, automatically start. There's always been some vexing in session where you work a player in. But all right. Bring in Fozzie too. Big up, Fozzie. How are you?
Big up, brother. Big up, man. I need a sensible conversation, guys. You know what I mean? I'm getting the wolves out here, man. I'm going to people's streams and at me, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just want to, even people we admire, guys, have lost hope. What is going on?
I know. We were talking about that earlier. It's somewhat connected to this Scapegoat FC thing I'm about to try to get into. So, I mean, we always look for some type of the reason why we're losing is because of this player or that player type scapegoat. When in reality, it's a team game. We all, the team has to be held as a collective as opposed to just one player on the team. But I agree. Before I'll take this down for 1 sec. What are your thoughts about? What are your thoughts about when you hear someone say we should give up on the League Cup, for instance, or we shouldn't worry about the FA Cup, League Cup, FA Cup, domestic cups? We shouldn't worry about. Let's put all our eggs in the basket of the league, or let's just all or we give up. Just as JK said, there's some that have already given up on the league, and now if that's the case, then that means okay, what are we gonna put all our eggs in the basket of the Champions League, which we have a huge game coming up against Real Madrid in. It's almost like pick your poison. So I mean, what is when you hear that? What's your response to people that say those kind of comments?
It's disappointing, 12th man and JK. I spoke to JK earlier on the phone, and I'm just disappointed with our behavior, all of us. You know what I mean? We've got this squad. You know what I mean? This squad every other team dreams of, and we're talking losers now. I don't understand. You know what I mean? Okay, exactly, we've lost 4 games. It doesn't mean it's doom and gloom. It's only 8-9 games to the season. So you still got how many games left? 29 games left, something like that. You know what I mean? To go. So why are we giving up on everything like that? Okay, the players are not performing to the standards that we want them to. I think it's time, the head coach pulls his fingers out and picks a team that's more than capable of fighting for him, first of all, before we go to this flair side of game, tactical side of game. Put a back 4 that can defend, first of all. Then put something in front of them that can help them out. Then we could move on to the other bits when the other players get fitter and all that stuff, if you know what I mean, guys. I don't understand this. Like, have we become a club that's just don't care about trophies anymore? I mean, okay, we've lost 4 games, we won 5, but things can change. Has anyone thought of that? Like, we've still got time to change things. If you know what I mean. Normal circumstances, if you look at the league, you balance things out when it's 15 games into the season, not 9 games into the season. And then you're having Arne Slot out and all this stuff. The guy just won the fucking league. Sorry about the language, guys, but think about it that way. Normal circumstances, when coaches come in, they need a 5-year project, right? Or am I wrong here, Torben and JK? Yeah. That's what they normally. He overdone that. He's already got you the league title. So okay. Let me ask you a question, Torben and JK. If someone said to you when he came in last season, he will win the league this season, but next season he's going through a stage that you're going to be losing the games and try to integrate the new players, would you take that?
Will you take that? You can take that first, JK. You
know what I mean? 12th man, do you remember last season? Nobody was giving us a hope in top 4. Some people were saying we're going to finish outside top 4. I remember people were saying that. We're gonna go through a transition. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that, and then probably in the next 2 to 3 years, we're gonna get back to winning league titles. We've already won everything.
I'm always honest, but I'm gonna be transparent. I will say this: if a team, because this team, I was one of the people that said that this was a Klopp team that has gotten a tweak here and a tweak there by this coach. He's had fortunate run of not having the same injuries that Jurgen Klopp did in his final year. And because of the different approach they took, and maybe the adjustment of moving Gravenberch to DM and doing some things like that, it produced us a title, and that I can agree and concede. That props and praises should be placed on him for doing so. However, if that's the case, and then you take this incredible, Rolls Royce of a car that you made sure is going to be able to run it per like a kitten, right? Mm-hmm. Then, if you then tell me you're going to take it to the shop and you're going to take out all the parts and pieces that have been complained about and anguished over, aren't good enough or outdated or this and that, and replace them with even better parts in people's minds, I can't lie and say my expectations aren't going to be on a similar level. No. I saw what you can do with the Salisbury steak, if you want to call it that, then, and now you just got some Kobe beef in front of you. You need to serve up a top.
You know what it is, guys. Sometimes you got to look at it from a different direction. These players we bought, they're players who were important in their previous teams. Do you know what I mean? They were the cream of the crop. They were the leaders in their team. They were the standard. The ones every player looks at. You know what I mean? In their old teams, like Isak at Newcastle, Wirtz at Leverkusen. You know what I mean? These players were the best in their team. So when they come into a new team, what Arne Slot did wrong here was he tried to push them out too quickly. If I'm a head coach, what I would do is slowly integrate them into the team. Then eventually they could find their way. Do you remember when we bought Fabinho and Robertson, 12th and JK? How long did it take them to be in and out of the team for them to find their way eventually and put them with the right pairings?
I think the only 2 players, I think, maybe Virgil van Dijk and maybe even Ali.
Salah, Ali,
are the 2 of the only players I've seen come in and just hit the ground running. If not, a lot too.
So this is what he should have done. I mean, I even said that at the beginning of the season. I'm hoping he's smart enough to do that, but unfortunately, he put too many players that were the main players in their team inside our team, which won the Premier League. So nobody knows who takes charge on the pitch, and it's going to take time now because they're all over the place. Kerkez is all over the place. I feel sorry for Kerkez. When I watch Kerkez now, guys, he looks timid. He looks scared. You know what I mean? And the decisions he makes is like there's fear behind it. And then you've got Van Dijk shouting at him sometimes, and I'm thinking to myself, bro, you're supposed to help him, not shout at him. You know what I mean? You're the leader of the team. There's just too many things that's not balancing in the team. So I'm hoping. Listen, I'm not out, but one day I could be if he continues picking the same team that's losing every single time. You know what I mean? And he's not learning from it.
What is that line?
I mean,
what is that?
And you know me talk. And you know,
is it?
Go on.
Hold on, let me ask you a question. I'll be quick with it. What is that line? Is it okay? Because Wednesday we could be technically, if we lose this game, out of the League Cup.
Yeah.
Okay. A tournament, a cup, a competition, a trophy that we arguably should be in contention for every year.
That's our trophy. That's our trophy.
That's our trophy. Even though some people are telling us we've won enough of them, okay, we don't need them. I know it was tongue in cheek, but still, even saying that makes me go, wait a minute. You can never win enough trophies. But with that said, we could be out of the League Cup.
Mm-hmm.
We could be. Is that your line? Or let's say hypothetically, we've done play against Real Madrid, we lose. Then we can go from 10th place back down to like 17th place. You know, on the verge of getting eliminated from keep losing in Champions League, getting eliminated from Champions League. So is it us losing or being out of the Champions League? Is that when the line is drawn? Or is it then, we're now 7 points behind Arsenal, where after this, if we were to lose in our next game, or if we go and lose against City, we could fall 10 points behind Arsenal. Okay, if they win, of course. There's no guarantee, but let's just say hypothetically win. Is that the line? Like when is that line? Because we have like 3 games that could be the line.
Yeah. With me, bro, like I'm all about giving head coaches time. If we're out of every competition, obviously, and it's a strong possibility the way we've been playing, and he's not learning from his mistakes, and he's not listening to us like what we're telling him, play a stronger team, then I'll start to, have my, time of, everybody knows me here. I'm the kind of person that's always angry, that will say out if in normal circumstances. But I'll just look at what he's done for us so far. He deserves a respect at least, guys, like to turn it around. That's all I'm saying. If we get out of the competitions, then you got the right to ask questions. You know what I mean? And his job should be, in question as well. I'm not going to sit here and tell you we're out of the League Cup, we're out of the Champions League, we're out of the title race. Oh, we still should back him and all that stuff. I'm not saying that. He's brought, obviously, the right players to get him through the line, of course, 100%. But there's still time to turn things around. You know what I mean? Don't follow. I've always said it in life, guys, don't follow the leader. Follow your judgment in football. I'll follow my own judgment. I don't follow what other people are telling me they want out. We have to do the same thing as well. Always make your own decisions in life because that's how you succeed anyway. So that's what I'm going to go through. But you're right, 12th man. If he gets out of these competitions, there's a lot of questions have to be asked. You know what I mean? I could change my mind as well. Yeah, that's how football is. Everybody knows I'm an angry person always. I'm always, saying bad, things that affects the club sometimes. But this time I'm just giving it time and patience and see if you could turn it around. Because it's only 9 games into the season, guys. Like it's too early, man, to sack a manager like that won you the title last season.
Could it be that maybe, and this is just maybe, because I see Tyler D, pick up Dustin in the chat there. I saw some other questions, or at least JP with some good quality statements. Could it be that maybe you're willing, maybe that line is a little bit prolonged simply because you don't have a viable replacement in mind to do so? I know that you're not, I watch your show, obviously, and I know that you're not in the camp of bringing back our legend in Klopp. So some of us are. I obviously am. I would be more than willing to see Jurgen Klopp come back to this team. It's not like we haven't gone back to coaches before. Okay.
Yeah, Kenny, we'll go back to that.
Exactly. Who is and always will be a legend for Liverpool.
Oh, 100%.
But all the same, if you're not in the Jurgen in the mindset of oh well, let's get Jurgen and bring him back. Could it be because the coaches that are that would be in the running aren't necessarily the coaches that you're like, okay, that's going to be the difference maker, or that coach is going to be that can be an immediate difference maker for us?
With me, like, listen, I'm all about Jurgen. Everybody knows that, man. I waited 30 years to even challenge, you know what I mean, let alone win a title with this football club. So
yeah, I didn't mean to make that. I didn't mean to.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean, bro. Yeah, I know what you mean, bro. If I had the choice, of course I'll bring him back. You know what I mean, I'm a Jurgen fan. You know what I mean, but the thing is, sometimes you don't going back. Is something that destroys football club and destroys the legacy, as we know. You know what I mean? Like there's a saying in the Premier League, so in English football, if you go, you should never go back because it's never the same as the first time. If you know what I mean, guys. So that's the worrying part when I look into things like that.
I mean,
I'd rather, that's me there. I'd rather like we find another manager, but who's that there? That's the thing. You know what I mean? If you're gonna sack Arne Slot, who's that there to replace him? That's better than him. There ain't nobody. Probably Jurgen, you could say it, and that's about it, really. But yeah, I'm gonna listen. If it doesn't work out and we go back to Jurgen, I'm still gonna support him. Of course, I'm gonna back him no matter what. But I'm not expecting it to be like the first time. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a different time with Jurgen. And is he gonna work out? I don't know. I really don't know, because I've never seen a guy go back to a football club and it's the same as the first time in my life. I've never seen that. Even Kenny, when he came back, it wasn't the same, was it?
I mean,
It wasn't that.
I would say it's Mourinho had cases where he went back to clubs and he had successful. Conte just went back to a club and has had success with the same club again. I mean, and they're legends, and they've also gone to clubs and failed before. Obviously they've gone to clubs and not done so well. But I just think
the only way I would let Klopp to come back, as long as he don't bring Pep Linders with him. That's the deal.
Yes, he traded himself in Manchester, as far as I'm concerned.
I mean,
how about that? That's something we can all agree on.
So what? Hang on, are you guys out, or both of you, or is it just me that's in? I don't understand.
I'm like what Tyler just said. Wait a moment. No managers available right now, so I'm still hoping Slot turns it around. I'm on the same sort of mindset. Like, I don't want Slot to fail. What's he done to me? He won me a Premier League title last year.
Right.
And he's not ever done. He's been to Dubai a few times, but other than that, you know what I mean. But I just feel I want him to turn it around, because I don't like failure at Liverpool.
Yeah, me too.
And it just looks bad on the club, tarnishes the club's name. Then we have to start again with a new guy. I want Slot just turn it around himself, and not take it so serious. I think he's trying to portray an image to the world. He's a serious guy. I think sometimes that exploits it sort of ruins his football. Because for me, football is your marketing tool. Show the world how you play football. You don't have to do nothing else. You win in the Premier League last year. I got you, Wirtz, Isaac, and Ekatike all in the club because you win the Premier League. That's the marketing tool. Now it's your style of football to get us to the next stage. So I hope Slot turns it around.
Yeah. You hope Slot turns it around. I'm not trying to interrupt you. I understand exactly what JK is saying is exactly how I feel too. I think similar to what Tyler D is saying. But I also, in my heart, feel exactly what JP is saying here. Klopp would win a treble with this team.
He would.
He would. We know that.
And that's the thing about it. That the intensity, the style, everything that goes with what Klopp offered and everything he built up and brought with the components that he would have. Oh my goodness, it would be immeasurably successful. But then again, this is why I brought up the statement of I think that a lot of people are saying what they're saying, but they are feeling similar to what Tyler D said earlier, which is, do you see like a Iriola coming in, or do you see, like it's basically we're not at a place where we need a stopgap.
We need a winner. We don't need someone that
exactly.
hasn't won anything. Yeah.
Right. And then the case is, do you bring, like, it'd be fantastic, let's say hypothetically you do bring in Mourinho, who's obviously been a winner in his life. Maybe he does, inspire or get us a trophy or get us a champions or something like that. But then are you really going to hitch your wagons to Mourinho going forward for the next 2-3? Like, you want something that has a future, as opposed to just something that's short term and the likes. I'll ask you this, since we were just about to get into this right here, right? And I'm gonna say this because, like, look, I think that this month's award will go to Kerkez as being our Scapegoat FC Player of the Month. I want to defend this kid primarily why, and I'm going to call it out, is because I've been very critical of this player. I have been extremely critical of this player because I believe that you spoke on it just earlier, Foz, is that, like you said, about how you would like to see certain players worked into the lineup as opposed to just thrown into a lineup. And that's what Kerkez, I think, would have been. I agree with, like, the timidity, the sometimes uncertainty that you see in this play. But there's a pattern in this club, or at least in the fan culture of this club. And I love our fan club, our fan base, but I'm calling out what it is. And every time we hit a wobble, we go hunting for some face out there to blame everything on. We would be better if this player didn't start. We'd be better if this player wasn't on the pitch, And it's not a matter of not saying, okay, well, there's players that you might prefer over one or another. Like, sometimes it was Gomez, sometimes it was Simicast, or maybe it's Darwin, or maybe it's I don't know, it could have been Naby at one point, but it's Kerkez now. I mean, he's 21. He was a monster for Bournemouth. For Bournemouth, he brought a lot of chaos. They basically said, go be violent down the flank, be aggressive, overlap relentlessly, attack first. We'll cover behind you. That's exactly what he did. But now he's playing with Cody in front of him. That doesn't necessarily translate to that. Let's not get it twisted. Cody does not bring the same amount of intensity, devotion towards, like, tracking back and all the different things that you have to, that Alucho does. Okay. So there's going to be a difference in the payoff that you have on that left side when you're not getting those components. So I just think Kerkez has come to Liverpool, and overnight we're like, cool, now go out there and be an elite defender one-on-one. Overlap like prime Robbo, but understand Slot's rotations, build chemistry with Gakpo on the fly. And, oh, by the way, do it under the pressure of, you got to win us a title. You got to be a component that wins us a title. That's difficult.
It is, man. Especially for young players as well.
Exactly. And then, because I'm going to get into something you did say too, when it's perfect, people point and go, he's not good enough. He can't wear the shirt. I think that's lazy. That's weak. He's more than talented enough to play for Liverpool. Okay?
100%.
Arne Slot went out of his way publicly to defend his player. He literally said, we brought him in because of the engine, because he will go up and down until his lungs fall out, because he defends 1v1s really well, because he gives us width. The manager is basically saying the profile is right. The usage, there's the issue. There's the issue.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. He's told, don't cross the halfway line, or I'm going to deduct €1,000 from your bank account every time you do.
Exactly. Invert.
You know what I mean, bro?
Invert rather than utilize the width. It's like,
it didn't make sense to me, bro. It didn't make sense. He put 3 crosses in that game. It was the first time I've seen him do it, where he put 3 balls into the box. All right crosses, but there was no attacker there, number 9 going in there, but he was crossing the ball, and it was the first time I've seen it.
Yeah, I just
feel sorry for him, man. He puts 100% in.
Because I know I'm trying to bring it out. I'm trying to bring this segment out because I know I've been one of the loudest proponents of saying that Robbo should start. I've been super, super loud about from the very gate of the season that our vice captain should be a component that starts. Not because I'm saying that Robbo is necessarily more talented or this or that, or, has better legs underneath him than Kerkez. None of those things. What I am saying is that he's just a better fit. He just fits with what we have on that back line. He's more compatico or synced with that back line. And trying to play Kerkez into that role is kind of like, it's a learning process, but that learning process is impacting us in games. It's costing us points.
Spot on, bro. Spot on.
And that's why I'm trying to emphasize that. And I want to make sure that people understand. I'm not saying I think Kerkez is one for the future, but I'm trying to talk about the present. And that's the thing. You see, when we get into we're going to get into this Van Dijk moment. I mean, cameras cut to Virgil van Dijk barking at him. Social media went in overdrive. I saw an article that says Virgil hates him. I saw an article that says Virgil hates Kerkez.
That's very strong, though. That's harsh.
He said
Virgil's not even that type of person anyway. Why would he hate people?
Exactly. He can bark at you, but Virgil hates you? Come on. He said he's killing his confidence.
Hang on a second. Isn't Virgil the guy who's been saying we need signings every season? Isn't it him that's been saying that we need young, fresh blood in the team? Absolutely. He's been saying it every single time, every season, as I remember him, when we wasn't signing any players. Now we've got players that he's gonna, say he hates them. Doesn't make any sense.
It makes no sense.
To me, guys, it's a tactical issue that we're facing. When I ask people, like, what is our structure? Like, what are we, a transitioning team? Are we an attacking team? Are we a defensive team? Nobody can give me the answer because nobody knows. The thing with Arne Slot this season, he wanted to transition during the season based on last season. That's how I see it when I look at him. It looks to me, he's telling the players to go out there, you're better than them, and beat them. That's the only thing. There's no analysing the opponents. Because if he was analysing the opponents, why are we conceding the same goals every game? It looks like they analyse us and we don't analyse them. Because every goal we can see is similar to the previous week. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that he needs to sort out. Make sure, basically, you respect your opponents. Make sure you don't go on holiday to Dubai when you're losing 3 games in a row. Go back to the drawing board and fix up your tactics because it's not working. Nothing is working at the moment. We're blaming him and blaming him. I'm 90% Arne Slot blaming here because he's not doing the right things. He picked a team in midweek in the Champions League, and then you come back to the Premier League and you're picking the same team that's been losing the previous week. You know what I mean? Like, make up your mind. You have a winning team, stick with it, see what happens. If it doesn't work out, then we could change up. But he hasn't even given them that. Like, it's just too much of the same thing repetitively. He's repeating the same issues every single time. Go on, KJ. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, bro, you bang on. And the thing was, the one simple mistake he made was not playing Robertson again. Robertson
exactly, bro.
Against Frankfurt was the Henderson. I said this before on Brian's show. We need a voice on the pitch, a guy who's with the program. And what it is, I notice is always the type of British players like your Gerrards, your Hendersons, your Robertsons, who are them type of guys who are on a pitch, who will go around to every other player and shake their hands or put up, say, come on, let's do it, And there's no one else doing that in the pitch, in the team, bro. Curtis does it. I've seen Curtis doing a little bit. Yeah. But other than that, and I think we're missing that from Robertson, that Van Dijk knows Robbo's there. He didn't have to worry about Kerkez, if you understand.
Wouldn't you, JK and of course 12th man, wouldn't you guys go back to a back 4 that's secure, that you don't have to worry about, teams launching the ball in the air, like Gomez right back, Konate, Van Dijk and Robertson, someone like that, and then you play a DM in front of them that will protect them, then at least those attacking players can go forward and, score the goals. We're always going to score goals anyway. Every game we play, we score goals.
Yeah, we're going to score goals.
It's the clean sheets that's the issue here. So why don't you just go back to Gomez right back? That, you know what I mean? Even if they launch the ball, Gomez was headed it away. He's big enough, right, guys? He's strong enough, right? Same as Konate, same as Van Dijk, same as Robbo. We haven't got those slight players in fullbacks anymore. So if we do something like that, then we could build on that. Then you could slowly integrate those young players in. And then, the winning mentality will set in, and then we're going to start winning again. But he's not even giving them that chance. That's the damn problem.
He's going to go back to back to the roots for me now. Like the quicker he does it, like Robertson has to play from now on. If he's fit enough, he's got to play.
Exactly,
Because he has
bro.
to take that vice captain role. He's got to take the vice captain role and be that voice on the pitch that we've been missing all season, bro. Van Dijk
They've got
shouts,
that
don't get
relationship.
me wrong, but
Mhm.
you need some other people as well, you know. And McAllister was that as well. McAllister's the one who used to be like really snappy and in the midfield shouting and getting involved in that. He ain't been here all season, bro.
You know, Arne
another
Slot, yeah, 100%, bro, 100%. McAllister is even like off form, and this is one of the best midfielders in the world, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I'm looking at him; he's struggling on the pitch. Why are our players struggling? What's the reason for this? Because of the tactical thing you're doing on the pitch. It's just all wrong. It's all over the place. As I said many times before, guys. You know, when you're stubborn, I've seen it, and I'm sure JK and you and Torba can attest for me. When you're stubborn, you make some rash decisions. And then stubbornness, you know, like even though your loyal fans will turn on you, stubbornness can get you the sack. And that's what worries me about Arne Slot at the moment. His stubbornness is going to probably get him into a position that he will get the sack, unfortunately, because he's not listening. He's not changing.
And that's why I reckon that's what I was saying about the image he's trying to portray to the football world that he's the man. But at the end of the day, what he's doing, and he's so stubborn about it that
he hasn't got backbone. He hasn't got backbone, JK. He hasn't got backbone. You know what I mean? He's playing the same players every time. He's afraid of the players or what? When you're letting players, let me give you an example, yeah? Players will always be here when you leave. They will move on to the next manager. You're the one who's in the firing line here. So sort yourself out first before you keep persisting with the same players. Because those players, next manager, they move on. Just like they moved on from Klopp to Slot, they'll do the same for you as well. Because all this loyalty you're doing towards players, it's not working, man. It's gonna get you like to a position you could get sacked. So stop all this stuff. Stop this sentimentality. Move on from that. Go and restart. Put players there that's gonna win you games and keep clean sheets. That's the most important thing. Keep clean sheets. You score goals, you win games, right? That's what we need to go back to. Go back to the clean sheets. Stop conceding goals in the first 5 minutes every game that we play as well. It's pathetic, man. It's just the same shit every week, man. And defending him is going to be difficult if we keep doing this again and again and again.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good segue. I wanted to complete the thought about the Kerkez thing because I wanted to make sure that we can turn Kerkez into this month's villain. We can throw him into the bus. We can click every shaky touch or make content off his mistakes. Like we can all do that. I know that sometimes, like, you know, when he's giving piggybacks to Bruno and he's doing other things, that stuff stands out. Or we can zoom out and admit the truth. He is not the system's failure. It's more like the failure of the system for him, as in like he is just the most visible symbol of it right now. And unfortunately for him, his coach is not doing him any favors. He's asking him to do things that he's not necessarily comfortable with. He's asking him to do things that are putting him into complex and complex situations for himself that he's not performing to the level that he normally would feel more at ease at doing. The guy scored a goal for us yesterday, and still, I'm thinking you don't even think about the fact that that's his first goal for Liverpool. You're thinking more about, well, you know what, he was at fault for the first goal that we let in. Or not at fault, but was a part of one of the faults of what broke down in the goal that ended up being for them. I'm going to bridge this into this. I'm going to bridge this from Kerkez and Salah and the talk we had there because I have one other player that we're going to talk about. But I'm going to do this because this is going to relate to those other players that I'm going to talk about. And what I'm going to say is this. There's something clubs almost never admit publicly, and that is integrating stars is difficult. Can be at times, you can call it violent. And I don't mean physically violent, and I would never advocate violence like that. I mean structurally violent. When you drop multiple high-profile, high-fee, high-expectation players into an already built ecosystem, you are effectively detonating the old hierarchy and trying to build a new one on the fly. You can look around Europe. Manchester City doesn't just sign talent; they sign mentality. Pep is obsessed with character. You don't just you don't get bought. You get absorbed. You get indoctrinated into the Pep style of playing. You become part of a machine that already exists. you get told, like, how many times have you seen Holland, for instance? You know, like he is a bear, you know, being told to play with like kitten gloves sometimes with the approach that he has to take. And this is how he's getting told, this is how we play. This is how you behave. This is what you sacrifice. This is what you can plug in as a new star. Chelsea are doing almost the opposite, of course, because they just spend. They build a dynasty on youth. They ship them out. They do whatever they can. You know, that sounds beautiful, but in reality, it's chaos. Personally, because everyone trying to prove themselves at once, and nobody establishes enough of an anchor to really bring any room just to hold any foundation under. You want to talk about United? Okay, well, let's talk about United. United are a case where you're talking about big characters, not just ability, because they were burned by bringing in players who weren't built emotionally for the spotlight, for that constant circus that is United. But you can be technically elite and mentally not ready for the level of exposure. And that's been the case more so than not for a lot of the talent that United have brought in. Now you look at us. We've brought in Wirtz for huge money and basically expected be our creative hub day one. We brought Isak in and said, we paid for a title-winning number 9, bring us title-winning number 9 energy immediately. I talked about Kerkez. We said, here, you're following Andy Robertson, possibly one of the greatest left backs of the Premier League era. I know some might say he's number 2. I think he's number 1, but I get it why some people might say he's the number 2 greatest left back of the Premier League era, but all the same. And then we're saying, go do what he did. Robbo's bled for this club. He's lifted every trophy we can care about, but hey, Kerkez, good luck to you. And then we wonder why the chemistry looks brittle. We act like a club that wants instant transformation, but we're not building the runway for that transformation to actually land. Are we integrating too fast, maybe? Are we forcing all these new signings to carry the identity instead of letting them grow into the identity? I'll let JK answer that one first. And then Foz, you can follow up with that. Are we integrating too fast, forcing all the new signings to carry the identity instead of letting them grow into the identity is my question.
Like, you know, I was saying, I keep going back to this about Slot and his profile, who he wants to be and this, that, and that. I think he must have heard Liverpool fans going on about, it was Klopp's team that won the league last season. He might have heard that. So hence why everyone just fucking got sold in the summer. He's like, I want every last trait of that guy.
Every last component of it gone.
Javier, Kwanzaa, and the guys he brought in and all that. He was like, get rid of them all, like, straight away. Anyway, he kept Robertson, so I was a bit surprised by that. And but I think with the Kerkez one, he could have done it more slowly. I can understand it. He could have hit the ground running. Ekitike has hit the ground running out of all the signings. And that's the gamble you do as a manager, bro. When you get a new guy in, you think he's going to carry on from what he did in his last team here. But if you're telling him, don't cross the halfway line, where in his old team, he was more in the other half than his own half, then you're going to have problems, aren't you? And that's how I see it with Kerkez. I like Kerkez's energy. I think the day when it just sort of clocks in for him, it will be all good. But it's going to take time. So for now, for this turbulent time we've got now, I'm playing Robertson as much as we can. If he's fit enough, because of his mentality on the pitch, of not as, like, you could tell, I heard Robertson's interview the other day as well. People don't like Robertson, some fans. But right now, we need a guy like him on the pitch.
Yep.
It's as simple as that.
Yep.
100%. As I said earlier, guys, like with me, I'm all about integrating players slowly. You know what I mean? Especially when you look at the age. I mean, these guys are 21, 22 and all that stuff. We're not buying, experienced players. Experienced players can come into a team and they will develop straight away. You know what I mean? Like, look what Mane and Salah and Van Dijk. Age of 25, I think Mane and Salah was when they first came, and Van Dijk was about 27, 26, something like that when he first came. Look how quickly and Alisson, sorry, and he was about 25, I think, when he turned up. So those kind of, when you're that age, you expect them to do something straight away, and they did. If you know what I mean. Isak, I'm expecting him to be, once he's fit, I'm expecting him to score the goals. I've got no issues with that one. It's going to happen anyway, just a matter of time. But with these other ones, the youngsters, if we slowly integrate it into the team, especially when we got the core of the champions in the team, if you know what I mean, guys, when you got the core of the players in the team, you could slowly integrate players into that position. And this is what he hasn't done, this head coach. Hence why, he thought like the way of doing it is outscoring teams while we're transitioning during the season. It's the way of the Premier League. But as you all know, Premier League is not an easy league. When you're at the top, when you're the best team in the Premier League, everybody wants to take your perch. I mean, they want to knock you off that perch. Sorry, so everybody's looking at you. So they want to improve on you. That's why every team, when we play them right now, it looks like they've analysed us, and we haven't shown them the respect to analyse them. So listen. Everything we've done this season is upside down. And it hasn't worked. Last season, we did the right thing and it worked because we persisted with the players that's going to win you the games. This season, he hasn't done that. That's the difference. It's like you guys said, he wants to wipe off the Jurgen, team. But I thought he was a type of manager that would slowly do that. But it doesn't look like it. He wants his own identity. And he wants to get rid of all these players as soon as possible. So when he wins the league, he says, "Oh, this is my team that won the league. Nobody can say Jurgen anymore." It's madness, man. But listen, this could cost his job. You know what I mean? If it continues. But as I said, guys, I'm a firm believer. If there's new players coming in who were the best players in the other team, especially at their age, like 21, like 22 and all that stuff, slowly integrate them, let them understand the way you play, and eventually they will take you to the heights that you want them to take you to. So he hasn't done that, but, it is what it is. I'm just hoping there's still enough time for him to turn it around. But time is ticking, guys, and not many people are patient anymore, unfortunately. This is modern day football.
I'm gonna ask this to Nolante that is joining us. Big up Nolante, by the way.
Big up Nolante, bro.
Bless, bro.
He's a slut out. So get him out. He's a slut out.
Okay. Your mic's a little muffled. Your mic's a little
Can you
muffled.
hear me?
You can hear you, but it's a little muffled. I'll just say that.
Not really clear,
Can you
bro.
hear me now? Can you hear
Not
me now?
really.
Or no?
It's a little better, but
It's like you.
Hold on.
yeah.
We could hear the baby better, though.
We can hear the baby. Yeah, we can hear the kids in the back.
Yeah, it's kids, yeah. Can you hear me now?
It's still a little muffled, but I
It's
can.
just muffled, isn't it, bro?
We'll try. I'll try this. I'm gonna try this. I'll try this question for you. Since Foz was just talking about cores, I'm gonna ask you: is the core of our issue right now? We're not actually one team. Like we're three different timelines smashed together in essence. Like we're the veterans, we're the peak prime guys, new blood, and all with different expectations and understandings.
Can you still hear? Is it still muffled? Or you can't hear me, no?
Still a little muffled. It is.
Oh god, I've got my my wireless beats in my ear, pods in my ear.
Nah, just go out and come back in, bro. Go out and come back in, innit?
I'll go back and come back in and see if he's there. If not, I'll take them.
Okay.
Give me a second, yeah. Come back in.
Okay.
Yeah, guys, like, that's something we've got to work on, like with his head coach. I think in the next few games, if he doesn't change anything, JK, where do you stand, bro? Like, if he just stays the same, man, because I'm worried, bro.
Yeah, I think the Brentford game the other day, bro, I was watching it and it was doing my head in. I was thinking, why is Virgil van Dijk and Kanate got the ball more than Wirtz and Salah?
Yeah.
Every game. So he's made a decision in the Premier League because they're both in the Champions League, the Atletico game and the Frankfurt game, We sort of let our hair down and attacked a bit, got goals, scored 8 goals in them 2 games.
Yeah.
And we played a bit more energetic and stuff. In the Premier League, he's so cautious. I don't understand why people are saying that we're an attacking team. No, we're not. We're pass the ball around the back team. You get me? We're no fucking attacking team. I ain't seen no attacking this season.
It's true, man. It's true.
It's true, bro. We keep the ball at the back for so long that we invite the opposition to come in, steal it from us, and score. So any mistake made at the back, they're popping in.
That's the thing, though, JK. That is the thing, right? Every time we make a mistake, there's a goal at the end of it. Have you guys noticed that? There's always a goal at the end of it.
Yeah, because Mohamed Ashvili, he didn't have to give that throw in. They're the one they scored in the 5th minute with. He could have passed the ball. He could have passed the ball to Bradley. And what did he do? He gave the throw in away. Next minute is a goal. There you go. So if you're giving a willy-nilly throw-in corner here and there, teams are going to take full advantage, bro. And that's what's happened. You can't early on in the game. What you do, you boot the ball down the pitch.
Exactly, bro.
Not out for a bloody throw-in. After your manager's been talking about long throws all bloody week, and you go and give a throw-in right near the corner flag. Come on. Common sense,
it's
bro.
funny.
Like, it's funny, bro. Like, I don't think anyone talks to Mohamed Ashvili.
But the thing is, let me ask you a question, you two, yeah? I'm confused, yeah? Like, he's already telling the players that you're struggling with balls in the air, yeah? Why are you still playing the same players that are struggling with the ball in the air then? That's number one. Number two, like, if every team can trouble us in the air in our box, why don't we ever trouble the opponents in their box? Because every corner we take, we don't score. We don't even trouble the goalkeeper.
That's it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's a different thing. That's European football. It's different. They come out to play. They don't really sit back or anything like that, do they?
Yeah.
They don't throw themselves at the ball like they do with the Brentford game. If you know things like this is already happening at your football club, your players are not ambitious enough to throw their body on the line, why are you still playing them? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You're already telling us in the press conference we're struggling with the balls in the air, long balls from the back, long balls towards the wings, throw-ins, corners, but you're still giving them away. So, and then you play the same players every single time. I don't understand. Shouldn't you play players that could actually cope with things like that? That's got the height, the strength, the pace. Or do it in training. Practice that every day. I've seen about 7 coaches on the bench. What do they all do? I've never seen this many coaches on the bench before at Liverpool. What do they all fucking do?
Yeah, what do they do? What do they do all fucking time? Like, they can't even tell. Like, what are these people doing on the bench?
We only knew 3. We only knew 3 with Klopp. That's Pep and the other guy, the other German guy. That's it. That's all I knew. I don't know the other coaches. But for some reason, like, this guy's got about 7 or 8 people in the actual seating area with him. What do they do after the game? Do they analyze games? Do they see what the mistakes are that we've got to improve on?
Yeah.
Because it's the same mistakes every game.
Because I don't think they do, bro. Because if you didn't see Robertson's influence in that Frankfurt game, and then he plays Kerkez again against Brentford, like, you don't watch the game again then. Like, for me, we should have noticed, oh, look, Virgil looks a bit more chilled out. Wonder why. Yeah. Okay, I played Robertson there. It's common sense mistakes he's making. It's ridiculous.
And, and not only that, guys, like, the midfield, why are they too far from the defence? Why can't they step back 3 yards or something? Or 4 yards, 5 yards? Why are they always too far from the defence? There's always a gap in that middle where teams explore and make use of it.
Yeah, because Jones and Szoboszlai are forward-thinking or forward-going type of players, bro. They're them type of guys. They're not defensively minded.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Understand.
It has to be balanced. Am I better now?
Still, I don't know why. It's still a little muffled. But say something again real quick.
1, 2, testing, check. So, ready to make an impact.
It's poor, bro. It's very, very poor.
Yeah, it is.
All right, let me come off my headset.
Nalante, one second. Is it headset you're using? What are you using, Nalante?
No, I've got my wireless headphones in my ear. That's why.
Yeah, maybe you just don't. Yeah, you don't use the wireless. Maybe just do it normal.
Sometimes
because the girls
don't really give you a great It
Yeah,
doesn't.
hold on. I'll come off. I'll come off there. Give me a second. Hold on. Because I'm with the kids, so that's fine. Give me a second.
Man. Big up Lee, by the way. Big up, my guy. I haven't seen you for a bit.
Alright, guys. He hasn't
All
got
right,
long,
Lee.
has he?
Bless
Oh
you.
yeah, that's much better.
So far, hasn't he?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Ronaldo
dear.
games.
Trying.
Big up,
But,
Lee. Big up.
I just believe in him, haven't we? That, like, if we can have the right players fit, that he can get us out of this. There's nobody else, is there?
No. It's none of our sisters. I think that's Nolante's kids. No worries. Yeah, we're all juggling this big question here. I mean, talking about structure and the cores and everything else and the likes. Look, I've said this right here this is one of Arne Slot's biggest tests. How do you make, like, as I've heard people talk about, oh, well, it's, the players have some responsibility. I'm not saying that we can't, negate the players' responsibility. But I will say that a good coach, no, I'll put it better. A great coach brings out the best in his players by setting them up for success. Okay. And I don't think that some of the ways that he's played some of these players is necessarily preparing us to be set for success.
Yeah.
Big up, Mark. How you doing, bro?
Yes. Nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, definitely. Big up.
Yeah.
God bless, man.
So I've missed the last 3 games, I think, but
You're Marky.
I don't know what's going on. So
No, it's okay. If you missed the last 3 games, you've done yourself actually.
Done yourself a favor.
Yeah, so
favor for sure.
I was the Frankfurt game where we won 5-1. We lost 3-2 to Brentford, I think, and then I was home. But guys, it comes down to moving the ball with pace. Do you know what I mean? It's not about systems, not about tactics. It's just about how can you move the ball at pace, and we don't do that as a team. We move the ball associations. Virgil to Canate.
That's it. Yeah.
Then go. Hey, move the ball quicker. No, we don't do that. That's how we're screwed. We're really screwed. We really are. Yeah, I know you guys chipping in. I don't want to take up too much time.
No, definitely. It's our FPL winner, by the way. So
Oh,
just
isn't it, man?
Yes.
Okay, bless, bro. You got the book, yeah, bro?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got a book.
But
Yeah,
no.
the book came through, yeah. Good.
I'm sorry about it. Yeah. I'm really sorry. And I'm going to win it again this year. So,
We'll see. No, I want to get into this talk about Florian Wirtz. And what I wanted to really get into is because, like, look, speaking on, you got to put him in the right position to flourish. You got to make him. You got to put him into if you're going to make him into the focal point of the team. I've been saying that again and again. I want to see what Trent Alexander-Arnold was to Jurgen Klopp. I want to see Florian Wirtz be to Arne Slot.
Yes.
And Liverpool paid $116 million for a player who was supposed to be the brain of the new attack. He was, I've seen people try to, dismiss him or bring him down or something. Someone tried to relate Liam Delap to Florian Wirtz, and I was like, I don't even know where this is.
Crazy.
I don't even know where this is going. Shout out to the catch up, but I don't even know where that was supposed to be going. But he's not just an attacker; he's the hub. He's the connective issue.
Exactly.
He solves low blocks. He's like the solve low blocks guy. He's the guy that can give us goals from open plays, so we're not living off of corners and scraps. Slot sold him and us a vision. We know that. Slot sat with him and said, this is the project we're going to lay out in front of you. Obviously, it was one that was enticing enough for him to say, I'm going to look past the big lights of Bayern Munich and go and choose Liverpool. We showed him the training ground, blah, blah, blah. We need your profile. You're the one, da, 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 da. And here we are with Florian Wirtz.
And the thing with Wirtz, we don't play to his strengths. Wirtz is a player who wants to play 1-2 quick, intricate football. We don't do that. We play hoofball. We play long.
No, you're right. You're absolutely
We
right.
play long channels. We need to play with 2 strengths, which is intricate 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. We don't do that. It irritates me so much because you spend this much money on such a talented player and you just don't play to his strength. I just don't understand it.
No, I can understand exactly what you're saying, but now we're essentially we've built the marketing plan around him being our number 7, being our 10 on the pitch, but number 7 with the kit. And I'll say he walks into if he was playing, obviously he's one of the best players in Germany. He was voted as being the player of Germany, player of the year for Germany. You just look past all of the accolades and everything that he's already built up. Because, let's be honest, he was a huge part of a team that went undefeated in the Bundesliga. People act as though that's like common tactic, common ground. That's not the case. I get he's expensive. I understand that. But you top all that, he hasn't even been told to play. We are dangerously going close to utilizing Florian Wirtz the way we use Cody Hakpo the first year that we had him.
Yes, exactly. I agree.
And what's wild is he's been wide, he's been in half spaces, he's been deep, he's been asked to float, he's been asked to hold whip inside the zone, he's been asked to tuck central, he's helped build. Yes.
So, he came out and said he's exhausted when he gets to the ball. He came out and said, why is he exhausted? Why is he running and making all these runs? Why? Why is he doing that? He should just be in the final third doing those little intricate, delicate passes. But he's going around. It's just it blows my mind. Slot, you need to pattern up quickly.
No, you're right about that. Yeah. Let's just hear me out. Because I only have like a few more things to say about this. Because now I'm going to open to the panel. Look, we've asked them to do a lot of different things. This is like there's no stability with what we're doing with them. We're still trying to figure out where we want him to live on the pitch. So of course the surface numbers are going to look rough. No goals. He finally got some assists in the Champions League, but there's still no assists in the Premier League. Media noise building. We got the rival fans with their 00 blah blah blahs. Flop watch. Was he worth it? Is he overrated? Some people shouting out like you overpaid or whatever they're shouting out at the Brentford game. Yeah. That's what we come to expect. But this is the part that doesn't go viral. I think his underlying work is improving. I think his progressive passes are improving. His breakthrough carries are improving, albeit you might go and look and say, well, he didn't have the greatest game against Brentford. Absolutely. But that's because a coach reverted back from playing his most successful time on the pitch with us in a 4-4-2 and reverted back to a 4-2-3-1. The way he looks, the way he links midfield to forward line is important. Frankfurt happened. He had 2 assists. Suddenly you see what Slot was talking about. See the kid bending the game in the attacking third with intelligence instead of just pace. You see all the things that manipulate defenders, not just to overrun them. And then that glimpse of it is like, yes, we should keep that. And what does this coach do? He reverts back to type. Yeah. And that's the issue. Yeah, that's the issue.
Yeah,
I'm gonna bring in some of the other panelists here. I'm gonna bring in first. I'm gonna bring in Nalante, who has a mic that's working now. Yeah. How long can Liverpool ask for patience before patience turns into pressure for Florian Wirtz? Or are we already there, Nalante, with Florian Wirtz?
We just got to keep the faith with him, I reckon.
Lee. Go ahead, Lee. Lee then Nalante. Go ahead.
He's too good a player not to eventually pay off. But it's taking time, that's undeniable. Like we can all see it, it's taking time, but hopefully he'll get there. Hopefully he can start to get into Premier League games a bit more, like be a little bit more prominent, like in going forward. But it is taking us time for it to come together. I've seen other players come to the Premier League before, plenty that took time to settle and then went on to be really good players. in lots of different positions. It's not always instant.
What do you think? What do you think, Delonte? I mean, because let's be honest, the price tag isn't going away. Opposing fans are already chanting about it. How much time, how much patience do you give him before we give it? Or is it more about, like I suggested earlier, more about how much patience do you give Slot into finding a solution for it? Because maybe it's not necessarily about Wirtz finding the solution. It's more about Slot providing the solution for him by playing him in the right place.
To be honest, it's the flip of the coin. It's however you want to look at it. Some will blame Slot, some will blame the player. But listen, I mean, we've been through this road, haven't we? Nunes, this player, that player, timing, the manager, etc.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe Slot hasn't helped, but in certain cases with certain players, but with Wirtz, I don't. Again, people like. I hear people saying, "Oh, players have zero blame," but I'm sorry, you can't just say, "Yes, Slot has got quite a bit to blame." But I'm sorry, these players are not bums; they are intelligent international football players. You can't blame Slot when Wirtz and McAllister are running in the same position. That's not a Slot thing. That's a player thing. It's like you can't blame Salah when he has the ball and there's a simple pass to Isak and he shoots. That's not a Slot thing. That's a player thing. So we have to be balanced with this. Like, because, yeah, the manager's setting tactics questionable, but these players come on the pitch. And again, they're not bums. And I don't see, and again, I know Mark, where he was saying about running, but I don't think Slot has told Wirtz to run and stuff like that. I think he's just trying too much at times. But again, the team pattern, there's no pressing. There's no pressing. So he's trying to do something which, yeah, he can do, but he really shouldn't be. But again, that's due to other players. And look, in terms of Slot messing about, I find it hard. I don't think so. He's played on the left once or twice. He's rested him once or twice. He's played him through the middle and Slot and Wirtz. And I don't think he's told Wirtz, you have to come back. I want you picking up ball at the halfway line. Me personally, unless he comes out in this tell Arne Slot book, then I'll say, you know what, I'll get it wrong. But as in told Wirtz to, you go back in the halfway, you run like a headless chicken stuff. Because at the end of the day, sometimes you got to look at the player. At the end of the day, let's be real here. It's 9 games or 10, and forget we take the Frankfurt. There's no goals, no assists. Now, again, I'm not doing this. I'm going to try not to do the stat thing, but I mean, and again, I'm not expecting much. You would have thought he had like 3 assists, maybe 2 goals by now. I don't think anyone is pleasable, but you bought £100 million, one of the best 10s in Europe. You know what I mean? But it's not even that. But he hasn't had a 90-minute performance. Can someone tell me when Wirtz has had a 90-minute performance? Oh wait,
and can you play when you're on the bench against Chelsea, Everton, and United? You know what I mean?
But the problem is, I get that, JK, but but the only thing Slot is if he's not doing it, he has to have the bench. We've got a squad here to use, and the times he's played forever, he's had moments, JK. I know there's more to come. I'll still give him time, but it's just a little bit worrying, and at some point, he has to look at himself, because look at Brentford's. I mean, we're talking about that. He should have buried that. That's a complete sitter. For £100 million, that's a sitter. And it's twice he turned. He had space. He could have ruled a nice slide ball to Mo and one to Hugo, and he messed up the pass. So we can't always blame Slot. He has to look at himself. But again, you give him time. It's October, and let's see what the season has. But certain things he has to pick up at some point sooner rather than later. We can't stop using the manager with him as an excuse, in my opinion.
Let me ask Fozzie a question then, because I think that this is something that you have to keep in mind, because this could be an adaptation to the league. I mean, we saw Odegaard at Arsenal. Year 1, he was uneven with his play. Year 2, they're talking about he's like he's the best play. He's like the savior to their team. He's he owns the pitch for them. Or is it a risk that we've built too much of the system around a player who's still figuring out the league? I mean, maybe
exactly.
Too.
I think so. I think like you got to look at the player's age as well, guys. Like he's not like I said earlier, 25-year-olds, 26-year-olds straight away they found their feet at Liverpool Football Club. You remember when Salah and De Bruyne went to Chelsea? What happened to them? They got sold the year later. Look how they're the greatest, probably two of the greatest Premier League players of all time now, because they've been given time and patience at the club they went to. So with Florian Wirtz, the issue that he's having at the moment, he's not used to. Guys, like I keep telling people, Premier League is not an easy league. let me just. I've been watching this all my life. I know how difficult it could be. You're coming from a German league where the pitches are wider. You could make decisions, that could last you a lifetimes, and you could pass the pass that you want because you've got time on the ball. Premier League players are just like next to you like that. They don't give you time, and not only that, the fans are on top of you, abusing your mum, your grandparents. You could hear them. That's how it is in the Premier League. He, as a youngster, needs to figure out how to, block all the outside noises and make his way into the Premier League and play better in the Premier League. Because, as I said, a lot greater players have failed in the Premier League, guys. Greater players, Shevchenko's, I could name you Crespo's. You could have all the names in the world. George Ware's, they've all been here. They've all been here. They all failed because they've never seen this environment of football before. It's a hard place to be. In order for you to be in this league, you've got to be experienced because experience plays a key part in your future. You've seen it all. And then you could, block out the outside noises. He just hasn't got that. The guy, he's just a kid. So the way we put him out there so quickly has affected his game. But Nolate is right. You can't just blame the head coach. The player has to find his feet as well on the pitch. And it might take him 7 months, 8 months. We don't know. But I'm a firm believer he will find his way. He's too much of a good player not to find his way, in my opinion, guys. I honestly think that.
Can I just chip in quickly? Sorry. Just with Wirtz. The issue I have with him, I think he's a very timid player. He's very shy. I want him to show some cojones. Get on the ball, dictate play. If the game's not going right, just do your thing. Don't hide away from the ball. Don't be scared. 50-50, club them, get full throttle, go full throttle. And I find him just a bit way too timid. And that's what I would say. Really.
Okay.
He will get better. He will get better, guys. No doubt about it.
He has to.
If Wirtz,
The thing is, what
What?
people haven't seen. Sorry, JK. The thing people haven't seen as well is like he has created chances. Players just haven't taken them. So if the players took those chances, maybe his assists would be double figures right now. You know what I mean?
Father, I said that same thing. I was on a show. I was on an Arsenal-based show where the hosts were from Arsenal supporters.
Jay, I know Jay.
Yeah. And they were trying to make it a point about saying how, when I said, he's got numbers that back that he is making a difference or is making some some footing in the league or just in general of his play. They're like, oh, you're going crazy. Just because he got 2 assists yesterday, now all of a sudden he's on top of it. I'm like, that's not the numbers I'm talking about. I'm talking about the fact that he has the most chance. He's top of the list in most.
He's top of the list. Yeah, I've seen the list. He's top of the list.
And if our players had capitalized on that, on just a handful of them, we're not having this conversation. We're not.
That's one. You know what, man? That's one thing about this season. We haven't been as clinical as last season. No. We're hitting too many posts and bars at the moment as well. Yeah.
We got better players. It's funny.
Yeah.
We got no Nunez anymore. Favorite 12-man player.
See, I didn't say Nunez. I got you. Oh, you just
I had to say it to him, man. I'm hearing it.
I got a whole nice little segment.
Be careful, pussy. You might not come to the show again.
Yeah.
I know, mate.
No. I'll tell you this much, real quick. Then, real quick defense. You can say what you want about Nunez and his inability to score. I can understand those that part of the argument. But one difference is too, though. The guy created his own chances.
Yes.
And you can say whatever you want about Nunez, about how bad he was or this or that. I understand how bad he was at converting. That's one thing. The man created his chances. And for a team that doesn't see that much actual service towards their 9, but having a number 9 that can create his own chances, despite the fact that he's not getting fed, you have to give a player credit for that.
Thank you, Tom.
Nunes.
There you go. There you go. There you go. Even, I know Foz goes to the games. Foz goes to the games. So even I know he's
I'll say it. I actually say it, baby. I actually say it.
There you go.
Nunes.
But bro, I just wanted to say about Wirtz. If fans are giving up on a guy after 10 games, I'm giving up on football now. After how many years I've watched football, I'm giving up. Like seriously, like come on.
Are we forgetting about
oh my
Suarez?
days.
Like how long it took Suarez
No,
to
I'm gonna
develop
give you the
at
best.
Liverpool?
I'm gonna give you the prime example here. Szoboszlai, at the end of last season, Szoboszlai was
So give West time, give him time, but at the same time,
give him time, man.
Just
Szoboszlai, I gave him time. Now look at him, he's our best player.
People say
He's our best player, you know what I mean?
Oh
So
gosh, yeah.
at
Oh, he's
the
at the
end of
time.
last season,
Back to you, Charles.
This is facts too, by the way, Tyler. That is facts.
I can't hear you, Charles.
The facts is that you know what I mean. Like a lot of if you're not creating your own, if you can't create your own chances through the run of play, then you got to create your own chances through your hustle, through through the constant pressure that you bring. A lot of the chances that we're seeing, whether it was Jota or even Nunez, it was because they were very much on the front foot for the balls. So yes, as well. Oh, all right, Mark. Mark is going with this. I was going to say, what did you want to finish? What you had to say? You're in the. I know that you and Mark were kind of overlapping each other with your comments. Would you want to finish what you had to say, JK?
no, it's just the words topic, bro. It's like winding me up. It's like we spent so much money on these guys, and our own fans are giving up. Why? Because they're watching too many Man United, Arsenal fans who are waiting for our players not to do anything in the game to highlight it. So us fans saying, "Oh yeah, it's true," you know. Like, come on, man. And these guys watch football in their life. It takes time sometimes. Ekatike smashed it straight away. Fair play to him. But not
It's called the modern
like
day football, JK. It's called the modern day football, my friend. There's no patience anymore. If you know what I mean,
it's horrible.
We've fallen for that trap. We've fallen for the trap of money. That's what we're falling for. Because everybody's talking about it was the 450 million we spent. I mean, not saying like we can still improve and things like that. People are just falling for that trap, like, and it shouldn't be like that. We should just be patient enough for the players. Yeah. Look at some of the Chelsea players, Man United players, Arsenal players that still haven't improved. You know what I mean? What amount of money they spent.
I'll ask everyone on the panel the same question. I'll start with Lee though, since Lee hasn't chimed in a second. And that is this. One second, Mark. My question is this. This is because I know Cal says something. Sometimes some of my fellow content creators say things, and of course it triggers me. So
Slot out video. Yeah, you saw it, didn't you? Slot out video.
I'm not going to bring that up. I wasn't going to bring that part.
I was shocked. Cal did this?
Wow. Cal did a slot out video. Yes.
Wow. I was shocked. I was really shocked, man.
I was going to ask this though about so I'm always told about goals, assists, GA is currency, correct? That's all I'm told about. I'm told that's currency. Now, Cody hasn't necessarily played to some people's expectations, apparently, in the last 3-4 games. And I know sometimes there are times when people notice, or even I myself notice, that Cody's kind of like, bystanding, being a bystander in the game as opposed to putting his mark or stamp on the game. But last 3-4 games, he's had either goals or assists. He's been lively in some of these games, especially the ones that in that Manchester United game, he was like possibly one of our more active players when it came to being a scoring threat. But Cal's take was that Cody isn't necessarily starter worthy.
Which Cal?
And I mean Cal from Coppish. This is Cal.
Cal Thompson. Okay. What was he saying?
So what I was just trying to get. I wanted to know what are your feelings on Cody right now? Because he could have easily been possibly again. Let me see if I can bring it up. He could have easily had this trophy for himself. He could have easily been the Scapegoat FC despite having goals. And I wanted to know, is Cody, in your eyes, is he the level that we need
No,
at
he's
left
not.
wing, or is he just
No.
Is he,
We've forgotten how
I'll let you, Marco. Go ahead, Lee, and then Mark. So go ahead, Lee.
We've forgotten how to stop conceding goals. We can't stop conceding them. It's at that end of the pitch that we need to improve most, rather than in attack at the moment, because we haven't had a clean sheet for ages, and it doesn't look like we can buy one currently for love or money. And that's got to change. We've got to look like a team again that could get a clean sheet sometimes, because you need them. You know what I mean? You can't be conceding goals all the time on the regular. We've got to tighten up, haven't we? And that's on the whole team. But like, that's where I'm looking anyway. That's where we need to improve the most. Defending as a team and stopping other teams just like cutting through us. Because they didn't as much last season. They still did occasionally, but not as much, mate. They're just doing it for fun now. And it could be any else shit team as well doing it. Like, fucking Brentford aren't shit. Like, they aren't great either. You know, the players they've gotten that, and they managed to, like, easily beat us, really, didn't they? Can't go on like this, can we?
No, you can't. But I just want to ask, though, is Cody's level of play good enough for you? Go ahead.
Yeah, he's scoring goals. If we weren't conceding as many, they might have been winners.
Lee, let's not mince our words. Cody Gakpo is not good enough for Liverpool. He's not good enough. He cuts in, and he does fuck all. Service him. Really service him. But
Okay.
Cody has to be
Wow. I think we need to be careful with that one, guys.
Yeah, you got to say
Cody Gakpo is one of the reasons we won the league last season with his goals and assists. So, you know what I mean? If the team is not playing well defending, you know, the attacking side doesn't really flourish. That's what's happening.
That was last season. This is this season.
Yeah, but, bro, like the team ain't playing well. You can't really like blame him. He's scoring the goals. You know what I mean? If you look at his stats, he is scoring the goals. He's doing what he's supposed to do. It's just the team doesn't defend. That's the problem. You know what I mean? I know you're fed up with cutting in, but Salah does it all the time too. Salah doesn't do that. It's got to be fair in every expectation from players, because you know if other players are doing the same and you guys are, you know, dismissing them and just picking on one, that's unfair. This guy can play in a top in like a top player, but he has to play in a team that's actually, you know, doing something. The whole team ain't pulling their weight, but he's still scoring goals and we're still having a go at him. Doesn't make any sense, man. It's poor analyzation, man. I'm sorry, guys.
Neither Salah Gakpo have been good enough. They've been one-dimensional. They've been predictable. You know what they're gonna do. We need wingers who are unpredictable. Michael Olise, Jaden Fittlegy, Rafael, Andrew Semenyo. Those are the kind of wingers we need. Unpredictable. We're gonna put fear in opposition defenders.
Bro, but did you ever think to yourself, if we don't concede goals, maybe the players at the front will look better? Has everyone thought of that? You know what I mean? It's not always, you know, like him cutting in. If we concede less goals and, you know, score more goals, then we could win games. But like Lee said, the clean sheets is the most important thing. Then the other players at front will look different. Because when we clicked as a team last season, everybody was looking good, even Gakpo, if you know what I mean. That's what we need to go back to. The reason Gakpo is looking bad, the reason Salah is looking bad, because we can't fucking defend. We're awful at defending. We're conceding goals in the first 5 minutes of every games that we play. We need to brush it up on things like that. Team ethic, as I say. As soon as we brush it up on that, I think the rest will be fine. And you won't not. I guarantee you will not complain about Gakpo. I guarantee you.
Okay. Mark,
No. Take it easy.
Mark, say what you have to say. Then Alante jump in.
Yeah. It's more than that. It's sorry, 1 second.
Okay.
Salah's first touch. Where is this? What is this? So Salah's rate of pass, non-existent. Salah's dribbling, non-existent. You gotta be as well. So I think all these things are just kind of, it's a catalogue of events, really. So it's more than just defending or clean sheets. So when you get the ball, why don't you pass it correctly? Why don't you pass it accurately? So it's more than defending. Gakpo, when you get the ball, Kerkez overlaps you, Robertson overlaps you, you ignore them. You want to client side. So it's so frustrating to watch.
I can
And
understand that. I can understand what you're saying
Yeah.
to extent. But Nolante, you wanted to say either something
no,
pro or con against what's been stated, because I know that Faz and Mark are seeing it from two different perspectives, at least, or two different sides of the fence.
Milante doesn't like me anymore.
oh gosh,
That's that, Buzzy. Get off the pedal, man. Get it off. Get it off.
No, he's saying
Bye.
Faz has got my he's my guy. He's talking pro Cody. I'm all about Asian Cody.
There you go. But yeah, look, I'll tell you about Cody. Something I was going to say about the midfield, but I'll leave that for later on about the midfield. But on terms of your agent, the guy behind you who's doing the salute, that guy, Dutchman. You see, Cody, I don't mind him. I don't mind him. The only thing I've said with Cody is just sometimes he just needs to be different. Now he hasn't got every player is different. Not everyone's gonna have dribbling ability like a Lucho, Although Lucho was it, but he's got dribbling ability. He's got that South American streetness, rawness. In and out. Cody, yeah. Again, I think me and JK were talking about this. If he cuts in when he cuts in, or is on Brian's channel, when he cuts in if he tests 10 shots, 5 of them will be over the bar. You're thinking, Cody, you're getting him on nerves, man. And the other 5, he'll bend one in the top corner. And that's the thing with Cody. But I think what Cody needs to learn, I always said that he needs to mix up his game. He doesn't, if his dribbling ability is not all that, but sometimes just go on the outside, like against Chelsea, he was mixing it up a bit. I remember there's one he's taken down the line. Oh, someone in the back.
No, okay. Continue.
Oh, okay. When Chelsea, for instance, he was mixing his game up. He took him on the line. I think it was Reece James I think it was Reece James. Took him. He went past and he got swiped out. He got taken out, which that should have been a blatant foul. You got nothing for it. And that's what sometimes Cody needs to do. He just needs to mix up the game up, and he'll be a better player for it. But when you do the all the time,
I agree with that.
Hasn't he recently? Didn't you see him?
He has a little bit.
Chelsea game. Didn't you see him going and attacking the goal in the Brentford game? I mean, like, for the things that people have been very, very consistent on their criticism on him, he's been kind of expanding his game. Now, I will admit that his connection between Kerkez and him has to
improve. That's another one. Yeah.
The relationship that they have has to improve. But I think it might be also a case where Cody's like, look, I'm not going to hold your hand, Kerkez. Like, I know what I can do, and
shots fired.
And what I can do, and what I've got to
I was throwing the shots.
I know. I said I wasn't going to be critical of Kerkez. But I mean, like,
we got him, guys, ladies and gentlemen. We got him.
But I mean, think about it, though. I mean, he knows what he needs to do to make himself a better player.
Thank you, man.
He's kind of made the outside runs by Kerkez, or he's not really looking at it as being like, the link-up play between him hasn't been phenomenal. That's one thing I will admit. It has not been good. But am I wrong on that, or do you guys disagree? Think that Kerkez and has been good, and Kerkez and Cody's relationship has been good? Maybe I'm wrong on that.
Well, could do better, couldn't it? Their relationship
could do better.
I wanted Robbo to start. I didn't understand why Robbo didn't start against Brentford. I would have had him starting. Don't see why he can't play 2 games in a row there. He'll get to it eventually, Kerkez, like the others. Well, this is what we're hoping anyway. And he'll be a good player for us, but it's just taking a bit of time. And Robbo's tried and trusted, isn't he? And he's good vice captain. You know, shit. Like, why not have him in the team for a few weeks? Well, as long as he thinks he can take it for physically.
We got to rebuild, innit, guys? We've got to rebuild, get back to basics, and Robbo is part of the thing. But as for the relationship with Gakpo and Kerkez, it's slowly coming through. Man, slowly, I think, getting to the trust of each other as the games, come thick and fast with them too. And I think the coach talked about. I'm sure in his last press conference, you guys heard it. He said the chemistry between them two is not there yet, but we're working on it, and eventually it will get better. He did say that in his press conference.
Yeah, he did say that. I agree with that. Well, seeing what the chat has to say. Gloria was saying something about for him, both wingers, Cody and Salah, are not what the doctor prescribed. Wow. Okay. He's saying Cody is an okay player, and his open play goal ratio.
Last season? Were they saying that last season? I don't think so. So
I think I agree with you. That's why it was very interesting to hear people say. I thought that people were going to be a little bit more defensive on Cody, a little bit more so, and that's probably why I got triggered when I did hear, because I know I think that the player profile isn't the player profile that Cal likes for wingers. He doesn't. It's very similar to what Mark was talking about, in that he likes to cut in and or cut in and cut out, or type situation. But I personally think though that there's parts about Cody that are very, very important. And just as you said earlier, Foz, if it wasn't for Cody, we're not even getting to that League Cup final last year.
Hell no.
If it wasn't for Cody the year before that, we might not have even gotten to a League Cup final.
People forget Salah was off form last season, and he's got the goals. Remember, against Man City and teams like that, he got about 10 Premier League goals last season. He was very important to the title race last season.
Yep, exactly. And that's why it's very interesting when some of those goals dried up for other players. There are certain players that stayed pretty consistent. Cody has stayed pretty consistent with his goal scoring. He's not that much of a. I mean, sure, every player gets on purple patches. I understand that, but he's been pretty consistent throughout last year, and certainly for this year, he's been very consistent with his goal patch.
And he's always available.
He was scoring most of our goals, wasn't
he? Yep. Yep. And the most important thing here is and Top Man is he's always available now. Remember, he used to be injured every single time before. Now he's consistently available for the team, and that's what we need.
Well, in goal ratio, I'm kind of confused now, because you're saying he's speaking to you, Fozzie. He says last season Cody was getting a goal every 150 minutes, while Salah was getting one nearly every 200 minutes. Well, considering that last year was one of Salah's best.
Was a freak.
Last year was one of Salah's best goal scoring efforts.
You can't compare both of them. I'm sorry. That's two different players.
I'm just trying to get across the fact that if Cody has scored has scoring in 150 minutes as opposed to Salah's 200 minutes, doesn't that kind of tell you some relation to the level that Cody is on? Because Cody wasn't always guaranteed to start. There were some times that Cody didn't start, but okay. So why was Cody getting criticism and Salah getting hyped? No. That's what I'm trying to get across. That's why that's my question for. I guess I got to get Cal on the show for him to answer for his own comments. But
yeah, man, I'm shocked about Cal now, man.
Yeah, the slot out thing kind of shocked me. I was like,
he actually made the video, 12th, man.
Yeah, absolutely
on his own. Are you guys kidding me?
He went full screen by himself.
No, that's not Cal, man. No way.
I know that's frustrations. I think. That's frustrating.
You know when you're going to other people's streams and they're taking the piss out of you, innit?
Yeah. That's what's happened to him.
That's what's happened to him. I
wanted to be like, in the comments, I wanted to be like, blink if you're in trouble. Just blink twice if you're in trouble. Because I was like, this is not.
It is tough though, bro. You can't be out of character in moments like this. To be fair, like Kyle is the honest guy and he's a good guy. I mean, good human being. Sometimes things like this, like when things are not going right, you do things out of character, and he will come back. He will come back.
He checked out, man. That was the coolest check I've ever seen.
It's not. Look, the thumbnails.
That was a eulogy.
The thumbnails I've seen in the
That was a eulogy from Cal.
The thumbnails and the shows I've seen in the last 24, if not 48 hours have.
Man, they're all there, man. The Hassans, the Monts, the Mike Das. Oh my God. Oh God. Yeah. I've never watched him. I just jumped in for 5 minutes. I just thought, oh my days, honestly.
Yeah, drama queens, all of them, bro.
Yeah, all the Monts, Little Bream, Don Hassans.
Those guys are getting
and they're just, you know what I mean?
I mean, like,
yeah.
So, I mean, they're figuring something out that makes people.
Drama pays the bills.
But the maddest thing is, if you give them a logical explanation, oh, you slot in, oh, mate, oh, clueless. I was like, all right.
They call you a
no
loser.
problem.
They call you a loser because you're sporting someone.
Delusional.
It's just like, if you sport Salah, sometimes people think, you're fake Liverpool fan. Like, Salah plays for Liverpool is like one of our greatest players of all time. I'm going to support him, you joker. It's the madness people are going on about now.
Yeah.
If you're not anti-Liverpool or anti-manager or anti-players, you don't support Liverpool in their eyes.
Yeah. You're falling for the rivals, isn't it? Really, that's what they're doing.
They're falling for the traps of United and Arsenal fans, bro.
Exactly. But listen to this, Jake and Fuzzy, because I said it on 12th show and I said it on Brian's, and oh my God, these people went emotional, like they're banging their head against the wall, punching walls through the window. And what I said to them is this simple. When people want to create Slot the tactics, no problem. His play selection, no problem. His press quotes, which are a bit diabolical, they're a bit silly, no problem. All I said is to call the guy a fraud and he's clueless. He's never been he's a crap manager. I think he's getting personal. And oh boy, did I get the personal. I think that's getting personal, because if you're a fraud, we're intelligent guys here. If you're a fraud, you don't make it to professional footballer. Yeah, you can have a bad club. Yeah, you might not work at a club. You don't win the Premier League, regardless of what people want to say, even the Slot House. Oh, it's Klopp's team, and you know what I mean. That's what I'm saying. Like, bro, some of these people, honestly, but they had the meltdown. Like, oh, haven't got an opinion, so I can't say. What do you mean about I haven't got a FA license? I said, well, tell me, innit. If he's a fraud, show me your badge, show me your FA license, and I'll shut up. Show me your qualification as a manager, I'll shut up. If he's a fraud.
He would have never gotten to the stage. He would have never gotten to the stage of the.
But again, you know what it is? People don't. Sorry, 12. Sorry, I know you're going to say people are too emotional. It goes over their heads. And I can't have an opinion. Oh, you're a slot fanboy. You know what I mean? This is it. They don't think about what the message or what he's saying. You know? Yeah,
exactly.
He didn't just win the title in his first season. He won it convincingly because we knew from quite way back in the season we were going to win it, didn't we? I think a load was like when it come to, I don't know, whatever month it was when we finally clinched it, like, but we were miles ahead, weren't we? We were miles ahead of Arsenal. After they dropped a load of points, we just didn't. We just kept going, didn't we, until it was won. But,
I do think there were some things that he could have done differently about that. Okay. I didn't want to, the way that we kind of squandered the even though we won the league so early, the way that if we won the league, fantastic. And I understand, people are like, oh, we're on the beach already. Well, then play players that want to win. Play players that want to get out there and show this coach that they can make a difference next year or some type of contribution next year that they weren't able to during the run up to where we got, play younger players, play the players that are on the
brink for, man. Spot on, bro. Preach, bro. Preach.
Just like players that are going to want to go and show and aren't going to just lie down and say, okay, cool, we're not good enough and allow for us to lose those games.
It's on, bro. Players are too comfortable.
Rather than have these starters that are quote unquote on the beach, kind of like, just looking at their watch until the season's over. I'd rather see players out there that are going to say, "This is my opportunity to show this coach that I deserve to be on this roster next year. This is my opportunity for me to show that I understand that this player played well, but then again, when summer camp comes, I'm going to show you that I deserve to play in front of him." Those are opportunities I think were missed and not utilized. That I'm in agreement.
Oh, you're spot on. You're spot on, bro.
That's something that I was disappointed in the way our season ended. Not that we didn't get a title, but I'm saying that because obviously we did. But I'm saying the way that we could have used that momentum to carry through into the next season, I thought. And that's why, I didn't really enjoy the end of that season.
There's been a bit of change, but the one main thing we're missing is McAllister in midfield. Proper McAllister playing at his best, alongside Gravenberch. We had that last season for quite a lot of the season, and the results were good because of it. When you take one of them two away, Gravenberch or McAllister with another one, it doesn't really work out that good for us. I think we do need some bodies.
I think those trios missing in it. Those trio in that midfield is missing. So what's like McAllister and Gravenberch. I think we missed that because it was three different midfielders last season that dominated that midfield area. And this season we're trying to give other people opportunities, and it's not working out. But you're right what you're saying, 12th man. Think about it this way, yeah. These big heads, if you start dropping them and you put players that want to play and win, in their place, it's World Cup year. Do you think they're not going to come back and stronger? Do you get what I'm saying? They don't want to be dropped. These players don't want to be dropped off the team. They're going to try that much harder because if they drop off, that means they've got their squad players in the World Cup is in jeopardy. You know what I mean? So it's time to make those decisions now. You know what I mean? While it's early days of the season, then those players who are damn tooling in games will have to perform in a different level, man. This is the time to take that opportunity. You're spot on, 12, man.
No, I just again, there's people that are all of a sudden pro Chiesa. I'm not saying that. Yes, I'm not on the training pitch to understand where his level of fitness was at last year. But I mean, it took desperation for this coach to start playing Chiesa. And that's where I'm like, sometimes I struggle. I'm like, just play players that are going to go out there and show a sense of urgency. It's the reason why I was so pro Harvey Elliott. That's why, you can say what you want about Nunez again, but I'm so all about Lucho. I'm so all about these players that you put them on the pitch, you give them the opportunity to play, and they're going to run their socks off trying to get a result. And some players don't do that. So that's something that was an opportunity missed, I think. That's all I'm trying to get across. But, you roll with it. You roll with it. It's not like, the parade makes that all disappear and all the criticism go away. But, now we're looking at it as I'm just looking at it as yeah, it could have helped to have some of the portions of our club more fine-tuned and chiseled, ready for these opportunities that we need from players right now. That's all. So, anyhow. Geez, a lot we talked about today. A lot was talked about. We've gone. Usually only 2 hours, but we've gone.
Awesome stream, bro. Awesome stream. Enjoyed every minute of it, bro.
Yeah, very, very well. That's because we got the likes of the OGs and you now a part of it too. Now, shoot.
Yeah, I'll be one. No problem.
This is fine. This is fine dining right here. So there you have it.
Anytime, bro.
Missing Brian on it, the chef.
Yeah. If we had Brian on the show, there'd probably be a little bit more fireworks and everything, but it'd be good. It'd be very good. Oh man, I'm sure. But all right, let's just end it here. Virgil van Dijk said, "The fans who were celebrating with us last season should stand by us now." That was his exact quote. The fans who were
The
celebrating with
fans
us,
always stand by you, mate. The fans always stand. I'm trying to get tickets. What's he talking about, man? We're always there. We're always there, man.
I don't
Liverpool
know.
fans are always going to stick by you. Don't believe in these fake fans that's, getting everybody at our club and shit like that. You know what I mean? We're not part of that shit, man.
Well, I mean, like that's just it. It's not PR. That's an actual request from our captain. That's our captain. In the moment where you can see the cracks saying, don't fracture with us, stand in it with us. Stand with it. And because here's the truth. We are one bad decision from turning on each other, I'm certain. We're one more league loss from the blame game consuming the entire conversation. We're one more bad Salah performance from from a World War III epic style discussion on is Salah overrated? Okay, we're one misstep from Kerkez from getting buried by people who were calling him a future star 2 months ago to calling him a flop. We're one quiet night from people calling Wirtz a waste of money again.
Mm-hmm.
And the question is, are we going to eat our own? Or are we going to put pressure, constructive pressure on them, demand better, and still stay loyal to being a Red? This is Liverpool Football Club. You don't just disappear when it's not pretty. That's not this type of club. That's not what it was built on, and that's not what type of fan base that I believe we have or should have.
Hell no.
I'm saying hold them accountable. Absolutely. Hold them accountable. Coach, the players, everyone. Demand more. Absolutely. But stand by them.
I'm Alante too.
Yeah. This thing turns, and it can turn fast, people. We're seeing it. Tomorrow I'm going to have an episode that's going to be very, very telling of how quickly our football community has turned into AFTV. But I say this, you're going to want to be able to say, I stayed, I believed, I stood in the storm of my club, and we made it through. Because you'll never walk alone should mean something. And it's the reason why that quote resonates with me. The fans who celebrated with us last season should stand by us now. Trust, BVD. My captain. We are not only standing with you, we are going to do our best to support and encourage you to bring out that level that you say you can do, that we know you can do. So now it's you show it, we'll support for sure. We show it, we'll support. All right, Faz, do you have anything coming off? Do you have a show today, or do you have anything going on?
Yeah, maybe tomorrow. I'm off in the next 3 days after today, so maybe tomorrow. Maybe I'll do something tomorrow during the day and during the night. Maybe I might do the watch along as well, because someone said to me, whenever I do the watch along, we win. So, I have to go back. I have to go back, man. So yeah, something might come up. I'll do spontaneous things now. I don't do the timing thing anymore. I don't schedule my stuff. So it's all spontaneous. Just keep an eye on me out there.
Okay, cool. We'll keep an eye.
Thank you for that, bro. Thank you for the show.
Subscribe and hit the notification bell for Fozzie. Definitely. Well worth it. He has some really good panels. Even though some of his panelists don't love and appreciate Nunez the same way I do. It's all good. That's all right. It's all good. Yeah. Even Joey G gets a little black by Ant. We see you out there. Joey G. No, I'm just joking. I'm just playing with you.
Anton, yeah? Yeah, he's always thinking about you, man. Where is he?
He showed up and gave his penance for his Joey G comments. He did say something.
Yeah, he did.
Oh man. JK, do you want to say something to the people before we let them do their thing?
Yeah, great, bro. Top crew panel, top for the chat. Goal ratio wants us to answer his question.
I know. I don't know what exactly the question was. Actually,
Fozzie, isn't it? The answer.
If
For me?
Joe
Me?
plays
You're
10
the one
hours
who's
and
more
scores 10
productive.
goals, Ozzy plays 5 hours and scores 7 goals, who is more productive?
I don't
Fozzie,
even
innit?
know what it is.
Okay, so basically he's saying if you score a goal every hour, if Joe
Yeah.
scores a goal every hour, but you score a goal and like 1.25 goals every hour, who is more productive? Obviously, the math would go in your favor.
My favorite, isn't it? Yeah.
Scoring more goals in less hours, for certain.
Mm.
I mean, that's just
Fozzie, you're
math.
starting Wednesday now.
Now we're gonna start Ozzy, basically. That's what he's saying.
I'm back, baby.
Yeah,
I'm
there you
back to
go.
where I belong.
Okay, Trap Joe,
Been
you
waiting
can
for this for 30 years. I've been waiting for this.
yeah, it's all good. We'll start you at right back, like since we don't have one apparently.
Right back in the changing room, in the locker room,
Start you at right back. Oh man! All right, Nalante, do you want to say anything to the people before we bounce out? Oh, he's trying to make the relation that you're Cody. I mean, Fozzie was defending Cody. So.
I'm defending Cozy, man.
Yeah. But go ahead. Lee, do you want to say something before we bounce? I think Nalante is on mute. So.
No, just that Robbo should start with Cozy against Crystal Palace. Let's get back to starting Robbo for a few games in the left back spot. Take the heat off Kerkez. All we can do is play our way out of this. You know, if we look
Exactly.
team that
Exactly, mate.
the other day, but it's got to change, hasn't it? We've got to find
The coach has to change, Lee. The coach has to change things. That's all we need him to do. Do different, something different. Stop doing the same thing, predictable thing. Play the old gods. You know what I mean? Yeah.
See what happens? We had a leader showed us he's had a learning moment. He's had a learning moment. Because he's had to listen to me go on and on about Robbo needs to start. Robbo needs to start. And nobody, not nobody, but a lot of people were like, "You're crazy."
Yeah, I wanted him to start the Brentford game, but he didn't. I don't see why he can't play a couple of games in a row.
You know what? Real quick,
help us out in our hour of need.
Why are we talking about Robbo is like 37 years old or something like that? He's younger than Salah and BVD.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? He's 31 years old.
You know what's really, really funny too is I hear people be like, "Oh, well, he played a game. You know, he just played the game previously, so he can't play the next game." And I'm like, "What's that mean?" Like when there used to be a time when players played pretty much every game.
Every game. Like
You know?
Van Dijk and Salah are doing. Yeah.
Yeah, like he didn't get rest.
He's 31 years old. Robbo is 31, guys. Van Dijk is 34. Salah is 33. What are people talking about? Of course he can play. He's younger than them two.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. We need his mental strength on the pitch, Robbo.
Exactly.
100%.
But
But he ain't a saint. He ain't a saint.
No player is, but I'm just trying to say that Robbo is as a player. I just want to have. I stress that I want to have consistency, but I also want to have composure, and I primarily want to have trust. Look,
To be honest, Tom, man, you know when Robbo plays, we don't look as open, do we? Let's be honest there. We don't. People don't get out. They don't do the long balls at Robbo because they know Robbo's going to win it. So we don't get things like that. We're more protected when Robbo's at the back, in my opinion.
Yeah, I just think that there's a so for the comment about fullbacks need legs or this and that or this of that's for any football player you would say, but Don Hutchison made a comment about like playing in the league. He was advised. I forget which player told him this advice, but he mentioned about how he was advised that pace, all that stuff is great. You look at it, you think you're going to have pace the entirety of your life. But great players learn to play within the game. Like as in they learn to play, they learn to know how to properly space themselves. They know when to exert the proper, when to use that pace and, use the speed that they got to use for. You just end up playing smarter rather than just trying to rely so heavily on your athleticism. And I mean, I happen to think that Robbo is high enough football IQ that he can start doing those kinds of maneuvers when it comes to holding down the back line.
Exactly.
I get it. Kerkez is young, athletic, has more physicality, and all the other stuff most likely than Robbo does at this stage of his career. I'm just trying to get across that I want to have a player in that back line that I don't see Virgil van Dijk yelling at. You know, I want to see him knowing that he trusts what he has to do. You know what? And he knows that his level of expertise, but his level of expectations is his bar is so high that he doesn't have to yell at him. He knows that he's yelling at himself. That's what I want to see more so than not. And I want to, and it's all good. Kerkez will have his moment in time. And there will be places and times when we need Kerkez in the lineup as well, by the way. Certainly will be places.
100%.
Nolante, last but not least, do you want to say something to the people before we bounce out? See if yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say something about the midfield, but I'll leave it.
Go ahead, say your midfield.
Okay.
Right, go ahead,
Cool.
And then
obviously, on big up the Irishman, but obviously, and other sources, Kopish and co. People think I'm deluded, but gaming pins. But at this rate, our midfield, and this happened last season, is just that our defense was better in form. And Grav and people a bit, Grav was doing his bit, but we get cut through so many times. I remember Fozzie, we were talking about this at times. Talking about this on Fozzie's show, even.
We did, man. Yeah.
We get cut through so many times, and right now, and it's pivotal. The players are not on form, and again, Brentford, you saw what happened. Yeah, it was nice plays, and they won back, but who's winning the ball back?
Yeah.
At this rate, and again, we have to go with who we get. We're not going to buy a DM in January. We're just not going to get who we want. I say play Endo. And people will say, oh, he's old, oh, he's not good enough for Liverpool, not good for Liverpool, he's not good enough to generate supply, he's not good enough for Liverpool. But right now, he is our only DM. He's our best defensive. Turn that down, please. He's our best defensive DM, not the best midfielder. I repeat, that best defensive DM, and we need someone to get stuck in to read the game. To read the game, if we're getting attacked,
he's gonna win the. He's gonna do the hard tackles. He's gonna win the air.
Some Fuzzy, you talk to all these people. Another chance. Oh, he's not Liverpool coverage. It's not about who's Liverpool, but what we can do. Guess what? Sorry, Fuzzy. Yeah. Go on. Sorry, Fuzzy.
I'm gonna add on to that. But if they this to you, bro, what right have they got to say that to you? We're not actually winning games. You know what I mean? We're trying to find a solution, aren't you? That's the thing.
Mate, Jose, this is unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, this is a majority of Liverpool 2025 on Monts, on Kopish, on Ends, etc. These men thinking you're taking alcohol, you're taking Ray and Nephew, you're taking rum punch, you're taking whiskey down, you know what I mean? It's just common sense. And then I remember some guys, listen to this, JK. The guy said to me, oh, Endo can't pass. I mean, so what is he doing, bro? You know what? I'm gonna screen Fuzzy, boys. I'll screenshot you the comment. I'll urge you not after the show. I'll screenshot the shit. But again, this is what, dude. He doesn't need to be a trend. He doesn't need to be a spitting lines. Well, he needs to win the ball, to intercept and pass the ball to the next player.
Different direction to what we're facing now. We're not winning.
Yeah.
We're losing
exactly. Yeah.
So let's find a solution.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly, and next summer we'll address it. I'm sure we will, but right now we need someone like that, and it's just a no-brainer for me. But again, it's hype, it's display, and that person. Because what else could go wrong? But that's all I wanted to say, really. But yeah, man. I mean, I need this on the other channel because we're logical people. We see the bigger game. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say, man. Free Endo, free my guy Joey G, free my free Joe, free Chiesa. I'm done.
Free everybody, man. Free everybody.
Free Endo. There you go. I like it. Yeah, he had actually, what's Surprising. Endo had, didn't he? I'm trying to think. Didn't he have an assist in the League Cup game against Leicester? And he had an assist to Bournemouth in the Bournemouth game too last year. First, he had an assist in the Bournemouth win. Maybe not. I thought he had an assist. Maybe I'm wrong. But again, I agree with you. You don't have to convince me in the free Endo pitch. I think Endo is a cult hero, a reluctant cult hero for some, but I think Endo has won over a lot of people, despite the fact that a lot of people were very, very critical of his signing in the very beginning. But they've come to realize the fact that, look, we're not saying that the world revolves around Endo. We're just saying that allow for the guy to do what we want to see players do, and that's just contribute or try to fill a need for this team. I think he can fill a need for sure. I mean, you have people say he can't do this, can't do that. Well, what's the point of having him on the pitch, or what's the point of having him on the team? If Endo can't do what you think, if you can't pass, quote unquote, what's the point of having him on the team? You know what I mean? Yeah, Endo would put in at least some tackles. We're not even doing that. That's true, Trudon. That's very true. He definitely would put in some of those like Milner, like as in he would set a message sometimes. He'd do that, like how Milner would do that send a message type tackle, regardless if it ends up being a yellow card for him. He'd go out there and make sure that you understood that, you're not going to bully.
The good old football, yep.
Yeah.
Gerrard used to do that a lot. Stevie G.
Yeah.
Stevie G. Yeah.
All right.
We need things like that.
My Reds, my friends out there, let me say this. Been a very, very excellent show. Once again, up the Reds each time. Definitely big up to all the people that were a part of the panel. Big up to Mark.
Oh, big up, bro.
But shout out to Lee, shout out to Nolante, JK, and of course, Bozzy from LRFC. We will be back tomorrow. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. What did you say?
I said shout out to you as well, bro.
Oh, no. Big up. We will be back tomorrow. I have some very interesting. I have a couple of different things. If you guys, if you have time, definitely stick around after and talk about backstage. I want to hear your thoughts on some of these episodes. But we have some good episodes coming. So maybe some things to get you off the measure, because a lot of these games are going to be game preview. It's going to be like very, very cut and dry with how it is, because there's not much wiggle room. It'll be like game review, preview, game review, preview, game. It's going to be a lot of that going on. So I'm going to try to bring you some other type of content out there to kind of get you involved in thinking as well. Maybe even be a distraction. Hopefully not a necessary distraction, but maybe a distraction all the same. A good distraction all the same. Big up to everyone. Thank you for showing up and showing the love. Hit that like button. Please do tell a friend to hit that subscribe button as well. And as always, up the Reds, my friends. Up the Reds always. Take care and God bless.